Hello and welcome back to Wallen. My name is Beast. I'm going to fucking hate this intro the moment I actually do the fucking name change. Because, currently, for those who haven't checked it, I have a poll going on in the community. Don't fucking worry about the sweat stain. Right before this, I played Smash against someone, and their first instinct was to pick Min Min. Just to piss me off. So yeah, that's why I'm drenched in sweat. Anyways. But yeah. Currently I got a poll going on in the community tab because I plan on changing my name. I really need to cut my fingernails. Jesus Christ, I might stab a fucking eye out. But yeah, because people have been bugging me about being unable to find me, turns out. So maybe it's time to do a fucking name change before I actually get too big to consider a name change. So currently the options that I've brought up, that also came up in the discussion when I was talking about this on Scott's Discord, were Wild Beast VN, Barbarian Beast VN, or Beast Barbarians VN Hole. Of course, I encourage people to also put like other variations of that in the comments. Thus far, people have suggested Beast Titan, which no, I don't even watch Attack on Titan. And another suggestion was the Beauty and the Beast, but you know, where's the beauty? Trying to make fun of me for being single, huh? Fuck, beat the shit out. Okay, just kidding, of course. But yeah, those have been the suggestions thus far. But yeah, currently Beast the Barbarian's VN hole is winning, so yeah. Anyways, let's just move on into Ria Depression. Go ahead and repeat yourself. That's the wrong fucking button. She nags and harasses me constantly, but she's never yelled before. As I wasn't being very mindful of my surroundings, I needed to be more careful. Ria whipped her arms outward. Personality sure did change drastically.
そうかな。俺は変わってないつもりだぞ。昔からずっと俺は俺だもん。これまでは意図的にキャラ変えてたけどな。一の前で大好きって本性出ちゃわないように。
You absolute cutie! Come on! I held out my hands.
はい!
And she leapt into them. Squeeze!
あれやって。あの蛇に指食われたジジイが動物を可愛がるやつ。
Actually, that's okay. You've got a hole in your skull to worry about.
今はシリコンで蓋してあるから平気。ね。
There. Pet, pet, squitch, squitch.
もっと。
What the fuck is happening?
リアちゃんなんかバグってない？
Ria just over there like she got like a system error or something.
あんなリア見たことないし見たくなかったわ。
Got just over here like I've never wanted to see this. I could have gone my whole life without seeing this, and I would have been perfectly content.
まあ、本人は幸せそうだから何も言わないけど。ところでさっき市松さんのことイチって呼んでた。市松往路。下品な庶民の分際であのかっこいいイチ君と同じあだ名なんて。生意気。こんにちは。
I really want her to, like, at some point figure out that he's Ichi. Like, at some point, she's just like, I don't know, Sylvie also calls him Ichi, and just, like, fucking freezes up. Wait. I guess the hair color and eye color fit. Shit.
お、来た。 ら、相馬くん。
姫様、せめてノックを。
ガウガウガウ。
Hey, don't bite my ear!
今の俺は動物だもん。ガウガウガウ。
Why are you wrong?
こら、ほっぺを噛むのはおかしいだろ。
Blocking the mouth is a highly effective way of competing with an animal adversary. It's just over like, I don't know how to handle this. That's why I'm gonna gobble your whole mouth up, right up, smooch.
今日ものめ何してるの？
見てはいけません。
Oh, you're here. Seems we had guests. It seems we had guests. They originally had plans abroad this weekend, but they cut their trip short when they heard that Ria was out at the hospital.
二人で遊んでいたのね。二人だけでずるいわ。私も、
Oh! Now she leapt at me too. I caught her. Unlike Ria, Sylvia had a moderate amount of weight to her, and her large breasts bashed into me at full force.
市松殿
Why are you mad at me? I sat up, and then...
相馬くん。
Ria immediately got pushed back down all over again.
よかった。退院できたのね。ずいぶん早いけれど、もう平気？
She auto-recovered through the power of love.
愛の、あら？
I wanted to tell Sylvia as soon as possible, so I spilt the beans up front.
あらあらあら。
Sylvia immediately got the hint and flashed a beaming smile.
そうなんだ。相馬くん、やっと素直になれたのね。うるせえな。
Oh yeah, did you know Ria's had a thing for me since then?
やめろバカ。
She was all over me just a short time ago though. I guess Ria was embarrassed when other people were around.
もちろんよ。逆にどうしてオールは気づかないのかしらって不思議だったくらいよ。
Like Sylvia just over like, oh God, I was questioning your intellect when you continuously didn't pick up on this absolute fucking cutie having a massive goddamn crush on you, and you just sat there like, her duh, that's my bro.
やめろ。
She loved me that much.
常にラブラブ光線出てたわよ。出てねえよ。最初は男の子同士だからどうしようかと思ってちょっぴりドキドキしてたけれど、女の子だと分かってからは応援してたくらい。
Oh no, Sylvie almost got turned to a fucking fujoshi. Sylvie said with a gigantic smirk. Ria blushed and glared bitterly at Sylvie for being so outspoken in her stead. Oh, that reminded me.
どうかしたオール。
Since she mentioned it, yeah, your hair does seem similar.
聞いたの。厳密に言えば、俺のはだいぶ荒れてるけどな。手入れは十分してきたつもりだけど、やっぱモノホンにゃ勝てん。
Sylvie's hair is pretty, isn't it?
そうかしら。新しいの作る？十分あるから、今よりもう少し長くできるわよ。
シルビー様、いきなりですとまた各所に邪推や混乱を生みます。
Ria using Sylvie's hair as a wig was a sensitive subject, but it sounded like Elle was fully in the loop.
またって、もしかして10年前なんかあった？
日本から戻ったシルビー様がいきなり髪を切っていたので、国全体が動転したものです。特に当時は養子縁組の関係で、シスア家イスタ家が非常に敏感になっていた時期。イロエという私の兄など、これはシスア家への当てつけではないかと言い出して、一時は国政にも影響が出かねない状況でした。
Sounds like a rough time. I had no idea what she meant by adoption, but I assumed there had been a lot of commotion at the national level.
なんかすいません。いいのよ。私が好きでしたことだもの。欲しくなったらいつでも言って。いいよ。言うほどおしゃれしたい機会もないしな。さあ、じゃあ。相馬くんとオーロの結婚式に新しいのを作りましょうよ。私のこれを使ってくれると、なんだかこう、立役者って感じで嬉しいわ、私。
Sylvia brushed through her hair fluently. Got such long, beautiful hair would be a big deal if you ask me, but she was in high spirits for some reason.
いらねって。そこまでしてくれなくても、俺たちの立役者がお前なのに変わりはねえから。相馬くん。はいはい。
Those two got along so well. Elle was all smiles as she watched from the sidelines. I was happy too. It was time for Sylvie to return to the estate, and Elle ushered her along.
じゃあオーラ、また明日教室でね。
Yeah. Seems she'd be able to make it again starting tomorrow too.
相馬くんは体調が良かったらな。さあ、無理はしないで。
She felt like a skipaholic who'd gotten her hands on a perfect excuse. We just smirked.
そうだ、マリ。相馬殿、こんな時にビジネスの話をするのはなんですが。
ん？
クリスマスの、お話、いかがでしょうか？続けてしまってよろしいですか？
ああ、そっか。平気。続けといて。
そうですか。では、お願いします。
What are you talking about?
なんでも。
She curtly turned away. Was she still hiding something? Then?
オーラ、ちょっと来て。
Sylvie called me over. We walked out of the dorm. Summed up.
ね。
I asked she was hiding something, and she quickly pulled it out. Oh, the box from before. It was the Aurora box.
懐かしいわね。さっきオーラの部屋で見つけたわ。
Did you put her ring into it?
勝手に持ってきてごめんなさい。でも、ちょっとやりたいことがあって。ね。
Hang on, Sylvie. Plunk. Rustle. She opened the box carelessly and the items inside before silver Loveriche emblems went flying. Ah! Thank goodness there was no wind. I immediately scrounged them up.
なにそれ?
Silver Loveriche emblems. God, that's all four. Fortunately managed to not lose any.
ラブリッチ。キュロちゃんの。
Yeah, you exchanged a single golden emblem for her, but these are silver. You can make a trade in with 5 silvers, and right now I've got 4.
集めてるんだ、オーラ。
More or less. Of course, these are mine and Ria's. We were 2 and 2, and our rule was whoever pulled the last took the whole pool. Not that it mattered who pulled it now, since she and I were an item, though.
懐かしいわね。金のラブリッチマーク。あれが私たちの始まりだった。
Yeah. The three of us met by sheer coincidence after all the trouble we'd gone through to get this box. After giving her the item inside, I became friends with Sylvie. Our little group of 3 unquestionably came to be thanks to this box, as well as the brand of sweets.
この箱を見つけて、私たち知り合えて、この箱の中にあったもので仲良くなれて。だからね、これを渡すなら、この箱に込めてがいいと思って持ってきたの。オローラ。金色の時間を約束するものに。
She held out a golden ring. It was the same cheap gold-plated ring Sylvie had worn before, an item I knew she had adored. She placed it upon the pedestal of the Aurora labeled box.
はい、オーラ。
She handed it to me.
今度は私が2人のために金色をあげる。私にオローラを、金色の時間をくれたとても素敵なものよ。ご利益は確かだわ。
She seemed to be saying she was giving this golden ring to me. Are you sure?
もちろん。最初からこの約束で私はこの指輪を作ったんだもの。
Huh? It's gonna be a case of depending on who he ends up falling for, they'll do that. They'll act on that. If he falls for Ria, she will give her, like Sylvia will give her ring to him to give it to her, to Ria, to propose. And if he falls for Sylvie, Ria will give him her ring, and then exchange the rings with Sylvie. Not exchange the rings. Have them, you fucking know what I mean. Huh?
ここは覚えてない。じゃなくて知らないのよね。オーロ男の子でアクセサリー教室にはいなかったもの。私と相馬くんの約束なの。オーロが選んだ方がこの指輪の持ち主になるって。
Yep. Huh. Does that mean?
はい。
She handed it over.
シルビー様、そろそろ。
はーい。
With that, their time was up.
大切にしてね。
Oh well. And off she went. Hey, Ria. Looks like I still don't remember much about the past at all.
かもな。
Set down the Aurora box. Then I took out the golden ring inside and put the Loveriche emblems back in.
あ、それ。
Yep. With a giggle, Ria removed the ring atop the pendant, which hung from her chest. She gazed stoically at me as if reminiscing on something, and...
本当は、シルビーとお前の結婚指輪にするつもりだったんだけどな。それであの約束を守ってもらえば、俺は悔いなく死ねた。
I'll talk about dying. It'll break my heart.
わかってるよ。もうそんな気ない。今死んだら後悔する。ずっとずっと大好きな奴に、好きなように抱きつけるんだから。
Right. Snuggled up to her myself. We'll make these our wedding rings. Wait a second now. Will this fit on your finger? If it was a perfect fit for Sylvie, it might be pretty tight even on my pinky finger.
ああ、大丈夫。それは最初から女用で、こっちが最初から男用。大人になったお前のサイズに作ってあるから。
Ria took the wing, yes, took the ring that had been on top of her pendant and put it on her own finger. Slack to spare. Had she used it for pendants, since it was useless to her personally as a ring?
つけてみようぜ。
Sure. We exchanged the rings as carefree as could be. And luckily, Sylvie's golden ring was a perfect fit for Ria's finger, and Ria's ring was a perfect match for my own. Wow, you estimated this perfectly a decade ago? That's amazing.
だろ？まあ、男性平均、女性平均に合わせただけだけど。でも、嬉しい。
Hadn't she said gold was the one color she could differentiate? Ria squinted at the shiny, sparkly ring. Hold on. A golden sheen adorned both of our fingers. The engraved letters of Aurora sparkled dazzlingly. Golden time. And bless this golden time of mine and Ria's.
Loveriche!
Before we knew it, the second term would be over in a matter of days. A ton had happened in the first half of December, and I was worn out. The latter half was winter break. I'd love to have spent it relaxing. Since I could use plenty of that time on Ria.
いっつも昼になったらこっそり抜け出してラブラブしてるのがよく言うよ。
Thought expert planning courses were designed for me to focus on something I was interested in. If so, I would spend it on Ria. Went home ahead of everyone else. This really was wrong of me, but hey, I was sure I would save face as long as I circled back to campus again around the time class let out. I went back to my place. Rap, and knocked on the wall.
おかえり
Thanks, I'm back.
ダーン
She came in for the glomp. What cutie hugged her back and ruffled her up all over. She sounded delighted. The thought had occurred to me recently, but her feline-esque features complemented her dog-like personality. That feeling only grew stronger the more I doted on her.
今日もエキスパートプランサボったのかこのサボり魔
You know, the last person I want to hear that from.
俺はいいんだよ学園側に免除されてんだから
I wasn't sure why, but that did seem to be true. Was it out of concern for her condition? Who knew? Well, whatever the case may be. Today's Wednesday, so we've got a couple of more days until the weekend, and then we've got the end of term ceremony on Monday. We can spend all our time together once winter break starts, Ria. Oh, that reminds me, what are you doing over vacation?
特にないかな一応母親に年賀状書くみたいのはあるけど
Will you go see her?
ストレスためない人生って大事だろ
So it would be tough for her to visit. I guess they still had a rather rocky relationship. It would probably be for the best.
それにその前に一イベントある
What?
シルビーのクリスマスパーティー
Ah, that! I'm really looking forward to it. Although I had taken part in smaller celebrations, I had never been to anything you'd classify as a party before in my life. Especially not a party thrown by a princess. I heard the food is going to be amazing.
基準は飯かよ
But it's food. Definitely something important.
一らしいかはあ
Leo was acting upset for some reason. Could it be? It was a party, but we were just going to show up, eat, and be over. Well, that thought filtered through my mind.
と位置悪い
Huh? She suddenly left the room. What's going on? I quickly followed after.
うんあ夜からスタジオ使える助かるじゃあ6時頃迎えに来てよろしく
She was on the phone with someone. Given her sharp hearing, she must have heard the cell phone go off from the other room. Couldn't hear what they were discussing now. Some come up.
聞こえたんだうん6時から今日は一緒に飯食えねえやごめん
Continued to flirt again for a while afterward. Later that evening, Ria got into the car of the person who came to pick her up and headed out. I would have loved to have gone with her, but
早くしてよはいはい
Tokozaki was with her for who knows what reasons. I gave up on the idea. No need to cause unnecessary conflict. By the way, as for who came to pick her up in the car,
いつも悪いね
コーディネーターはわがままを聞くのも仕事だわ。
I felt like I'd seen this person somewhere before. And the way I'd caught a glimpse of some connection of Ria's I didn't know about. That night.
何これマジうま冷凍食品でこの
Can't look down on frozen meals these days. As I was dishing out some of the contents of my somewhat overly packed freezer.
味がクソが汚い言葉を使わないで
Hey, welcome back. Ria came back after a mere 2 hours. It was only 8 o'clock. What happened? She told me she couldn't be back until after lights out.
リアちゃん何かあったなんもねえよならいいけどそうピリピリしないでうちの子が怯えちゃうからおーよしよしコアワだったね
This was liable to cause problems outside, so we headed in. Some bad happened.
別に
Ria was clearly pissed off. What's wrong? Exactly what happened, tell me. This was partially to disparage Ria for being so rowdy, but I was also simply worried.
あなたに教えたところで私に何か得がありますかしら
But this woman was as nasty as ever. You won't tell me? And you leave me no choice. One press and Ria will turn into a good, honest girl in no time. Even if she gets angry, I'll just have to push her switch. They'll blow her the rage away in an instant. Now, why am I different? Ria's left nipple.
やめろよ、変なとこ触るの。
That's what Ria's saying, but there's the sort of switch where after one little press on the right, you'll pester me and beg me to touch the left one. There, I'm gonna press it.
私から話すから、これ以上キモい茶番を見せないで。
She stopped us. Damn.
と、簡単に言うと今日、リアはとあることの練習をする予定だったのだけど、借りられたはずのスタジオが、前のバンドが押していて、場所をもらえなかったの。
クソが。
Ria snapped. Studio. Don't places like that have strictly maintained schedules?
素人感ならね。前のバンドというのが、今度 CD デビューの決まっている歌い手だかなんだか。素人の中でもメジャーに片足突っ込んでるところなの。そういうところはスタジオの管理側もひいき目にするのよ。盛り上がってるんだし、空気読んでよみたいな感じで。
あっちなら管理者連中も蹴散らしてやれたのに。
落ち着きなさいよ。
Atlas? I don't know what that meant either.
今日のことは、後でうちのテレビ局から厳粛に抗議するわ。でもあの場でやり合うわけにはいかないでしょ。あなたの正体が。
One question. When you say studio, you mean a music studio? Why would Ria rent out a music studio? For whatever reason, Shogasaki looked like a deer in headlights. What was that?
綾香、そろそろ限界っぽいぞ。
ダメよ。最初に約束したわよ。向こうが気づかない限り、誰にも漏らさないって。
漏らしたのはお前だろ。たった今。
Wonder what was going on. Shogasaki looked genuinely unhappy. He was apparently hiding something from me.
まあ、もうクリスマスにはクルス・クラウンさんに言われちゃうでしょうし、仕方ないか。
I just really want literally just one route where for some reason they decide, you know what, this one, he just like naturally concludes, oh, she must be Maria, but doesn't decide to act on it. So when they finally like do the big reveal, ta-da, Ria is Maria, he just stands there like, oh, that's the reveal? I fucking knew already. Like, just saying, like, every route he's so dense he never guesses until he's told, and then just one singular route, where he's finally told that Ria is Maria, and he just sits there like, I know. Well, it's fucking obvious. Do you have that little faith in me? Like, you never said anything. Why the fuck would I? Ria is Ria, Maria is Maria.
OK。ちょっと待ってて。
Ria left the room. Shogasaki, what the heck is this all about?
私からは何も言いません。あなたが見て、あなたが判断なさったらよろしいのでは？
Shogasaki was being unusually curt. Wonder what was going on. What was going on there? Huh?
お久しぶりです。
Ah! She's here! The Maria Bishop! Why is she in my room? And why now? My mind went blank.
前にお会いしましたよね。市松さんでしたっけ？
楽しんでるわね。
Joyce, what's going on?
私は知りません。二つの意味で。いやー、あの新世紀の歌姫、マリア・ビショップがこんなところに現れるなんてびっくりだわ。
That was a huge shot! Maria looked even happier than the last time we met, but definitely not the way I pictured her. This Maria's super cute too. Huh? Cuteness.
ねえ、市松さん？
Yes? I feel like I was on the verge of a breakthrough for a moment there, but there was no use getting to be up close and personal with her and made every thought in my head go poof.
私、実は以前お会いして、あなたに一目惚れしちゃいました。
Huh?
好きです、市松さん！付き合ってください！
Huh? Ria quickly bowed her head. Huh? What? What did you say? This had to be some kind of auditory hallucination.
驚きだわ。マリア・ビショップが市松さんに一目惚れだなんて。
Just she off to the side like, I cannot believe this. How magical.
でも市松さんにはもう彼女がいたんじゃなかったかしら。市松さんはどっちを選ぶのでしょう。今の彼女か、それとも希代の歌姫マリア・ビショップか。
好きです市松さん
Ria kept bowing to me, almost like she was suddenly hiding her face. That had to be my imagination. I couldn't believe this was happening. Thanks to Dosaki summarizing everything, my brain started to function again. I'm sorry. I'm already dating a girl I love, so I'm sorry. I mean, I do think you're really, really attractive, and I legitimately think you're the prettiest person in the world. Ria lifted her head.
すごいわね。ハニトラに1秒も引っかからなかったわ。
からかってやるつもりが、なんかこっちの方が恥ずかしくなった。
Huh?
でも嬉しいぜ、イチ。
Huh? What?! What I want to know is how the fuck did she sneak out of his room, into her own room, change, and then sneak back into his room without causing a panic outside? Like, how did that work? Probably pissed off the people upstairs with that.
まあ、彼女としては、ずら変えたくらいで見た目で気づかなかった点はムカつくが。
Probably preconceived notions at play. My mind fizzled out and stopped working when Maria Bishop showed up.
まあ、お前の記憶力については諦めてるけど、その後のハニトラにかからなかったのは満点だから、許してやろう。
Ria gave me a great big smile. The ordinary Ria was cute, but she was outrageously pretty when she was like this. So... Am I actually dreaming?
紛れもなく現実です。
マリア・ビショップは俺と彩香が作った、まあちょっとしたお遊びだよ。
You're saying everything I admired is a game?
始まりはお遊びだったかもしれないわね。今や、私の手掛けた最大級のヒット商品です。
Dosaki said proudly.
手掛けたも何も。てめえは勝手にネットに俺が歌ってるとこ上げただけじゃねえか。
Okay, I need to really quickly, immediately fucking delete and... did it automatically, it seemed. Because, I just got a notification about a comment. Follow me, a wink emoji. HTTPS, bit.live, fucking, I don't fucking care, heart emoji, like sparkly heart emoji, black heart emoji, red heart emoji, and then a bunch of Japanese. That is 100% fucking spam. Like, I'm happy that my YouTube, YouTube immediately just was like, okay, yeah, no, that's not a fucking thing. That's a spam if I've ever seen one, and decided to immediately get rid of it.
始まりはね。でもその後、このビジュアルや歌の世界観に合わせたセットを作ったのは、紛れもなく私でしょ。
まあな。
I should probably keep my mouth shut at this point. However, what they were saying definitely made sense. Maria didn't reveal what she looked like until after her debut, after all. Why'd you do that?
4年前くらいか？教育番組のクラシック特集で、シルビーのことがやってたんだよ。
希代の天才ピアニスト、シルビア・ル・クルスクラウン。年に一度は日本のテレビでも取り上げられています。
Oh no, since I didn't watch educational shows, but it was probable knowing Sylvie's popularity.
見てたらさ、すごいなーって思って。あいつあんなにピアノ上手くなったんだなって。
Huh. Oh yeah, if I recall correctly, Sylvie didn't know how to play an instrument when we were younger. She said something about having to return an instrument having to learn an instrument when she returned to her country due to some reason, though I didn't remember the specifics.
で、俺もなんか音楽関係触れたいなって思ったんだ。 ほら、絶対音感仲間だし。で、歌ならいけるだろって思って。カラオケってのも違うから、ちょうど仲良くなってた彩香に、どっか本格的に歌えるとこないかなって聞いて。
私の知っているスタジオを使わせてあげたんです。
勝手に録音しやがって。あれ盗聴っつんじゃねえのか？
録音は勝手にされちゃうのよ、あのスタジオ。勝手にネットに上げたのは、まあ悪かったわ。
やれやれ。で、その後はトントン拍子に。
Wow. I thought the common answer idols give that their friends roped them into it was all lies, but I guess you're a real life example.
リアの才能は確かでした。今の地位まで来られたのは、私のプロデュースという側面が大きいですけど。
それは思う。
I think Ria made it to where she was based on solely on her own skills.
100の実力が100の結果になるとは限らないわ。
You certainly made a good point.
そんなわけで。どうですか、市松さん。あなたの憧れマリア・ビショップの正体を知って。
Ria got up close and personal with me. Oh, wait, Ria.
照れてやがる。
無様ね。
They were laughing at me, damn it! Calm down, me. I was Ria on the inside. No, actually, this was all the more justified because it was Ria. But does this mean what I think it means? Did I have permission to rub the boobs of the Maria Bishop?
はい。思う存分もみもみしていいですよ。世界であなただけは。
I can just back up, please. Please! This feels like you're sullying what I've built up! Please! Do not! Woo! Jokzaka was giving me a look of contempt, but I didn't care. I could hug and nuzzle you.
もちろんオッケー。
Kiss you and stuff.
むしろしてほしいくらい。
Does that mean I can use your boobs as a pillow and have you smack me in the face with your ass, stuff my face between your legs, and have you sit on my face while you strangle my neck with your thighs?
気持ち悪い
Jesus
わ。
fucking Christ, what the fuck? This man is a height of kink. By fucking God. Jesus. I feel like this man is gonna be put on a fucking watch list at some point. He's to be trusted. Take him down.
それ昨日もやったじゃん。経験済みかい
Also turned on, I might get a nosebleed.
こんなに喜んでくれるならもっと早くやればよかったな。
こんな気持ち悪いなら、明かしていいなんて言わなきゃよかったわ。クリスマスでバレたでしょうけど。
Never mind me. You mentioned it before, but what do you mean by Christmas?
ああ、そこから言わないとな。シルビーたちのパーティーにさ、マリアとして招待されてるんだよ。一曲歌ってほしいって。
Oh, really? Wait, has Sylvie figured out who you are?
この前一目会って気づかれたぞ。むしろそうマリアの方が遅かったくらい。
Am I just that dense?
そういうとこも好きだから。
This gave me mixed feelings.
まあともあれ。それであと、10日？後には人前で歌わなきゃなんだけど。はぁ。
There's some problem with that? I doubt there would be any complaints given Maria's singing voice personally.
リア、今からでも断ってもいいのよ。前の入院があるでしょ。あれを盾にすれば、ソルティレージも無理は言わないわ。
いや、やる。何も問題はない。歌うよ。
Is it gonna be a case of her vocal cords are slowly but surely starting to deteriorate as well? Making an educated guess based on their banter. Maria Bishop hasn't sung publicly since around July.
詳しいな。
I've got a flawless knowledge of all things Maria.
彼氏がちょっとキモい。
Can you not sing? You're supposed to sing on a TV program 2 months ago, but ended up canceling last minute.
歌えるよ。高音で声が安定するか、ちょっと心配なだけ。
Is that
いや、
because...
まだわかんねえ。タバコ吸いすぎてるから、それで喉が衰えてるだけかも。安定させるよ。まだ10日もあるんだ。 シルビーには言うなよ。
リア。
頼む。
ええ。
After that, there were 11 days until the performance. So began a recuperating Ria's agonizing struggle.
金色ラブリッチェ。
Rush, 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 rush.
またサボるの？
That was 5 rushes, not 4. I'm not cutting class today! I was taking a music-based expert planning class. Maybe I should say vocal-based. How's everything going?
静かに。
By the sound of it, Ria had already started was vocalizing out by the lake. The greatest challenge to restoring her voice was location, surprisingly enough. Ria Bishop's true identity was top secret. Not only would it cause headaches if her delinquent nature got out, she hated the idea of them tracing her back to her illness. But why is it so recognizable that anyone would figure out who she was?
ええ。本人が汚い言葉ばっかり使うだけで、あの子の生態は天からいただいたものだと思うわ。
If anyone were to overhear her practice, it was fairly likely her identity would be revealed to the public, which was exactly why she needed somewhere she could project her voice as loudly as necessary without anyone else hearing. Karaoke was apparently a no-go. Voices carried outside more than you'd expect, and her cover was nearly blown once in middle school. A music studio was ideal, but since it was a studio, those who managed it would absolutely hear her voice. Consequently, somewhere she could place their trust to... Somewhere they could place their trust to an extent, with a dedication to strict confidentiality was indispensable. There was a place or two like that here in Hamadan City, and there were plenty of nasty places like yesterday as well. She wanted to practice singing, but there was no way she could do so. This was an issue that came even before any problems with her throat or brain tumors. For the time being, they had chosen this place, where no one else was likely to stumble upon. The only people other than Noble Academy students who would come to this hill were those making food deliveries or similar. Those sorts would go straight to the dorm or academy, then straight back, so they wouldn't come here. Only during school hours, that is. Once it came time for people to head back to the dorm, the path nearby would be jam-packed with students that definitely hear her sing as well. All that said, it wasn't as if we didn't have time.
Ria!
She broke into a minor coughing fit.
やっぱ衰えてんな。
タバコの吸いすぎな上、1週間も入院してたんだから当然よ。今日はここまでにしましょう。
そうする。
2 hours of consecutive singing appeared to be Ria's limit. It had taken a toll on her throat as well as her stamina. I had this impression that Maria Bishop was perfect in every way when it came to singing, but I guess you did have a weakness like this.
むしろ人より喉は弱いんだぜ。俺が死んだら公表してくれていいよ。結構なトリビアだから自慢になるだろ。
笑えない冗談はやめて。
Agreed.
はいはい。
They're famous for holding concerts, but was this actually a reason for that?
これさえなければ、もっともっとファンを増やせたの
For
に。
not holding concerts.
まあでも、ライブやディナーショーみたく、ファンと近いイベントをやると、本性が見えちゃって、逆にファンを減らすかもですけど。
I could see
うっ
that.
せ。
Ria was hydrating her throat with hot water. After 2 hours of singing and a 1 hour-long break, she somehow managed to make it through another half hour of practice. How's your throat?
だいぶ戻ったけど。
ただいまー。あれ、先輩方、早いですね。
Yeah. The practice was over for the day. Expert planning classes didn't operate on set schedules, so everyone wrapped up at different times. I went double for this time of year when the term was ending. People were already finishing, and several boarders were on their way back to the dorm. Once that happened, you couldn't exactly keep practicing.
どこか使えるスタジオがないか調べるわ。
よろしく。
Certainly, I certainly appreciated Chokosaki being so proactive. On that note, so, how did those high notes you were worried about go?
安定しない。いつも通り歌ってるはずなんだけど、どうも。
That's so. As a member of the audience, I thought she sounded beautiful. But I guess Ria couldn't accept how her own performance turned out. That was a world I bet only she, as Maria Bishop, could understand. I hoped it would all work out in a way she could be satisfied with, but, yeah, no. Yeah, she's still dying. I mean, she's constantly dying, but, you know. She hold up physically.
Loveriche!
Friday. Classes were finally over, and the second term had come to a close. I was beat. No single class clicked with me that semester, but I was still worn out all the same. All that aside, winter break would soon be upon us once we got to the end of term ceremony out of the way. I could spend all of my time with Ria.
なんだか嬉しそうね、オーロ。
Need some throat oil for myself as well. Yeah, since it's winter break.
どったん、シルビー。
She looked upset at the word break.
冬休みね。ちっともお休みがないの。哲学？
I'd assume she's just busy with other work.
今月はバタバタしていましたゆえ。
Her chaperone came along.
ただでさえシルビー様はご多忙の身。一日の遅れを取り戻すのにさえかなりの時間がかかります。しかし、くしくも今は年末。今年中に終えねばならない作業も多いですので。
いわゆる年末進行スケジュールと。助けて、オーロ。
I can't save you, but I will cheer you on. Good luck.
最近相馬くんにも会いに行けてないわ。相馬くん、元気してるかしら。
No need to worry, she's doing great. Right, Chokosaki?
学園の中で話しかけないでくださる？
So mean. Although I guess it did fit her MO.
元気にはしています。そう。よかった。じゃあ、私たちは行くわ。相馬くんによろしくね、オーロ。
Oh well, why did they enter Kikuchiyo there? I better get going too. But when I tried...
オーロくん、彩香さん、よろしいですか？
何？
He stopped us. Kikuchiyo, he looked unusually serious. We chose this spot since it would be deserted until a music club got started.
相馬リアさんの入院中に行った検査の結果が出ました。正確には、一昨日にはもう出ていたのですが、聞きに来てくださらないので。
Examination. Chokosaki appeared to be aware and had a bit of expression. Given the looks they were making, I could generally tell what was
切除
coming.
不可部位に相当する右脳側頭部の腫瘍に 6% の肥大化が見られたそうです。
そうですか。
Felt like my heart was going to stop, but Chokosaki remained calm. She must have been prepared for this. What does that mean? Is it bad? It is bad. There was no way I'd understand the technical jargon behind it, so I focused on what it could mean for Ria in the long
わかりません。
run.
現代医学界は極めて危険な状態であると判断します。いつ何が起こってもおかしくない状態であると。しかし、彼女はこの7倍以上に膨れた腫瘍を抱えて、7歳まで生活していたのも事実だそうです。
That was a risk, but you could also make the argument that she was still alright. That about cover
あ
it?
の子の脳については、医者はもう10年も前にサジを投げています。それより、あの子の症状は、何か前回の検査より悪化したところは？
特にありません。 本人がまともに検査されないので、詳しくは言えませんが、一点、即時判断力、瞬発力に衰えが見られるとか。
そう。だそうよ。
6% か。いつものことだな。まだまだ平気だろ。
Being awfully light-hearted about this. It was ridiculously shocking news for me and Kikuchiyo, but
慣れてんだよ、こんなの。
毎度のことなんです。
Kurosaki and Ria seemed unfazed by the news.
マリア・ビショップの活動を控えても悪化するのは同じみたいだな。
夏から控えていたけれど、意味なかったわね。
気使ってもらったのに悪いな、プロデューサー。
マリアは安売りしない方が商品価値が高まると判断しただけのことよ。あなたは私の商品なのだから、どれだけ病気が進行しても、仕事だけはちゃんとこなせる状態を維持してちょうだいね。
はいはい。
She didn't seem especially bothered by it. These two had outstanding mindsets. Inoperable liaisons were steadily growing inside of her head. How did Ria, as well as the girl who had watched over her for years, feel about all this?
引いた？
Ria spied over at my worried expression. Oh god, what the heck was I doing? If nothing else, I needed to be on the same mental wavelength as Jogasaki right now. I am freaked out. I wonder if some super nutritious injection will make everything better.
もう。
Pushed her down onto the sofa. I didn't lie. But I didn't want to bother her due to it either. Being an ideal boyfriend was so complicated. I needed to make sure that I gave her my all, or at least try to. I'd made up my mind to keep acting like the coolest me I could be after all.
まったく下品ね。でも市松さんなりにリアが望む形で気を使っているのは事実。そして何よりリアがそれを望んでるなら、私が言うことは何も。
Ria, smooch smooch.
いや、そこ気持ちいい。
本当に始め
な！Started practice for the day while we still had time.
検査結果では、いわゆる瞬発力に齟齬が見られるそうよ。高い音域が安定しないのはそのせいじゃないかしら。あなた、音量と音感を感覚で掴んでいるから、直感がメロディーに追いつかなくなっているのよ。
昔から感覚でどうにかなったからな。
Maria Bishop never underwent any kind of special training, right?
ないよ。100% 才能。
That's outstanding. Well, it's hard to believe she could become a peerless diva based on sheer innate talent. As outstanding as it is, lots of people in the music industry go by their innate talents, don't they?
まあな。
特に歌、歌唱力に関しては、音痴でさえなければ、ごくごく基礎的なレッスンで、そこらのアーティストと言えるレベルにはすぐなれます。
There are plenty of karaoke level artists out there, but there are heaps of ordinary people out there who could pass as a pro.
特にリアは、その面の才能はまさに天賦のものだった。喉もそうだけど、特に耳。
Does perfect pitch have any impact on your singing skills too?
小さい頃から全てが音階の世界だ。定められた音階の計算はもう直感でできてるよ。
She discerned scale on instinct. Well, this was a skill not even karaoke goers could obtain unless they wholly devoted themselves to singing. It might be safe to say anyone born with that ability was a genius.
ただその直感が鈍ってるか。そうかも。高音が安定しないのって、喉っていうかなんか音が追いつかない感じだし。
Sound like she pieced together why she couldn't sing well. Thought she sounded fine, but I wasn't the least bit qualified to make that assessment.
なんとかなりそうだ。
You sounded confident.
歌う曲は1曲だけ。音程は頭に入ってるんだから、その流れを全部覚えちゃえばいい。
Is that what all ordinary people do?
そうなの？知らない。ずっと勘で歌ってたから。
The diva I loved was apparently relatively shoddy.
ま、でもちょっとは頑張らないとな。ようやくシルビーと、なんだ、あいつの頑張ってきた10年間に追いつかないと。
The fuck? Ria faced the lake and resumed her vocal warm-ups. Do you think it'll go smoothly?
クルス・クラウンさんの名前が出るとアームあっさり頑張るのね。私が何回言っても歌の練習なんて必要最低限しかやらなかったのに。まったく。
Was she irritated? Chibazaki let out a huge sigh. She was dropping all pretense and was likely talking to herself. Better not say anything. However the case, unlike Ria's health, her singing voice sounded like it was in promising shape. If she kept this up, she ought to pull through by Christmas. One lingering problem.
なんかこっちからどっかで聞いた歌声が。あれ？何してんの3人とも。
Take her down! No witnesses! Ah! Too bad it can't it doesn't make a noise as if shooting continuously. That's just a single shot in there. This is a cruddy what was it? No, leave that out. Basically, this is an actual magazine for those yellow pellets things. Not ones that actually shoot on auto, or at least burst, but not that one. You have to pull the thing back every time you want to actually shoot one of the pellets. What's the place after all?
金色ラブリッチェ。なぬ
Quiet down!
リアちゃんが、マリアビショップ？マジかよ、おい。マジだよ。マジかよ。あ、でも言われてみれば。オーロ、例の段ボールどこ？
The one filled to the brim with Maria products?
それ、見比べたい。ああ、いいぞ、見比べてくれ。その後、その段ボールについて詳しく聞かせろ。
We did a poor job staying hidden, and Zelena quickly got the drop on us. I'd imagine it was only a matter of time before word got out of Maria's impeccable singing skills. Some discussion we revealed Maria's secret to her and only her in exchange for her silence. Don't tell anyone.
わーってる。誰にも言わないって。あ、ねえ、サインちょうだい。私用に1枚、転売用にもう2枚。いいけど、俺直筆のサインって出したことないから、多分偽物だと思われて値段つかないぞ。
It was the same as ever, and she easily accepted Via's secret identity. Despite how easygoing she was, I doubt she'd say a word to anyone now that she had been sworn to secrecy. And thank goodness for that. I don't want to bring about any unnecessary trouble right now. With that,
スタジオはやっぱり無理そう。年末はインディーズがライブで稼ぐ時期だから。
そっか。ま、しょうがねえ。練習の場所がないのか。
yeah, since we determined it was an intuition-related issue, Ria could improve her performance if she had a space to practice and get all of her ducks in a row. It's great that we narrowed down the problem, but there was no safe place for her to practice. Talk about crappy timing.
こんな時こそ、シルビーのチートパワーに頼ったら？シルビーなら場所くらい楽勝で。シルビーはダメ。あいつには練習のこと言いたくない。いらねえことで気使わせたくないんだ。あいつ主催のパーティーだからな。そう。なんか、クールかと思えば、シルビーにはくっそ甘いね。
Her sugary sweet side only comes out when it involves Sylvie.
おい、こそこそ話しても聞こえるぞ。
I forgot about her razor sharp ears.
まあいいや。静かで音漏れしない、誰も来ない場所ね。探しとくよ。
Please and thank you. Now that we'd added a relatively reliable ally to our ranks, Ria's battle quickly entered its final week, until her big performance.
King Loveriche.
However, we had to find a suitable place for her to practice, and it was already Sunday. There was nowhere for us to go, especially with the nearby lake being used by both dorm residents and club-goers alike. Calm down. Ria was getting more irritable by the second. Not a clatter. She was restlessly kicking her toes against the floor. She kinda seemed more irritated than necessary, huh?
禁煙2週間目だから、第二次八つ当たり期が来てるのよ。
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. You haven't smoked once since you left the hospital.
気づいてたんだ。
あなたの見てないところで吸ってるって可能性もあるのに。
We kiss every day, so there's no way I wouldn't notice.
なるほど。
Let's see you. Have you smoked today? Oh! Kick. Ouch.
ごめん遊ばせ？足が当たってしまったわ。
She kicked me.
お前ら仲良くなったな。
I thought I'd see the day that Torasaki played the straight man.
あなたたち相手に効率的に話を進めるコツが分かっただけ。決して仲良くはないわ。
Torasaki was still her old self. Though I did think you had to be fairly close to anyone who picked up the trick to communicating with.
ね、今日もスタジオは？
取れなかった。でも今日は他でやることがあるから、どっちにしろ同じだわ。出かけるわよ。車が来たから準備して。
Where are we going?
なんかあったっけ？
昨日言ったでしょ。ほら準備しなさい。
準備？
そのだらしない服装じゃ怒られるから、服ちゃんとして。学園用の服でいいから。
Somewhere with a dress code by the sound of it.
でも着替えるには。
That would mean I'd have to let go of Maria's perky nipples. Letting these crisp nubs go would be, you know... Kick. Ah, no mercy. She aimed straight for the shins.
仲いいなお前ら。
さっさと着替え！
おはようマリア。あら？
The old woman I'd seen in passing at previous Maria Bishop related events, or when I was talking to Ria, come to think of it, parked the gigantic station wagon in front of the dorm.
こいつ俺の彼氏。全部話しちゃったから。
そうですか。まあ、城ヶ崎様が納得してらっしゃるなら、
Oh, she has.
何も言いません。
Oh, she has the proof. She just reluctantly accepts. She was on guard for a moment when I turned up with Ria, but looked visibly more relaxed now.
納得はしてないのだけど。というかあなた、ついてくるの？
Would it be bad if I did? Felt right tagging along with Ria, but it probably was pointless for me to go along with them.
いいよ、来れば。彩香よりは歓迎されるから。
I ended up jumping in the car with them. And we headed to... Here? So he's home. I was sure we didn't need to abide by a dress code, but this place was essential to Maria's job.
ご苦労様です。
パーティーは1週間後ということで、立ち位置や衣装の確認に来ました。
はい。
New vocal training was important, but I hadn't considered the visual element behind it.
めんどくせえよな、人前に出るって。やっぱ自分で気が向いた時に歌って撮って適当に流してるだけの方が楽だわ。
Some music producers a while back snapped and talked about how online singers have no professional mindset. I'm sure this is the sort of thing he meant. By the way, West Sylvie.
本日は会食と会談が計7つ。朝の5時半に半泣きになっておられるところをヘリに詰め込みました。
Poor girl.
ちょっと自分の意識の甘さを反省した。
I think most people would feel that way if they heard how busy her schedule was.
一応明日は1日オフの予定です。お二人とも、できたらでよろしいのですが、明日は午後からお時間いただけないでしょうか。遊びたいと、姫様が半泣きでいらしたので。
考えとく。
Yeah, the term ceremony was scheduled for tomorrow, and Sylvie would be taking the afternoon off for herself.
リア、お願い。
ああ。
Later from before, Natri, I believe, called for Ria, and she headed further inside. What is that lady?
ナトリさん、マリアの芸能関係の仕事を手配する、プロモーターというところね。
龍造寺コーポレーションの芸能部所属。マリア・ビショップの活動を後押しすると同時に秘密を守る仕事です。人的コーディネーターとしては大変優秀でした。マリア・ビショップに近づくために、こちらも国としてかなりの譲歩をさせられましたよ。
Elle's shoulders drooped. Dealing with the media may not have been Elle's specialty, but it was impressive Natri had gotten her, someone who carried the weight of an entire country on her shoulders, to make such a comment. Maria sure did have the support of all sorts of people, didn't she? And? Going in dressed like that?
ライトや立ち位置のチェックは衣装合わせ必須だからな。またお会いできて嬉しいです、市松さん。
Yeah, she walked up to me.
どうして私を見てくれないんですか？
Well,
私、ずっとあなたに会いたかったのに、悲しいです。
knock it off, seriously?
こっちで迫るとほんと弱いな、お前。
I knew she was rare, but it still made my heart flutter. Talk about frustrating. Hold on. Earlier I said I wrote pain in all caps in Scott's server, and someone replied, "Whatever surprise! I didn't expect any sort of such outcome, I swear." So my reply was, "I will grab a club and make sure Oro would be able to finger your brain like he can for Ria." I don't know where that one came from. It just kind of flew out of my fingertips and onto the keyboard. They eventually got through all the necessary stage checks, which included when and where she'd walk, timing of the lights, and so forth. She even had the opportunity to sing.
何か？
マリア、喉の調子でも悪いの？高音に張りがないようだけど。
ちょっと疲れているんです。
そう。本番には疲れを残さないようにね。
Although it had been lost on me, it seemed Natri had noticed Maria was in poor health. She would need practice. I wished we could borrow this consulate, but that was out of the question while Sylvie was around. Their work eventually came to an
以上
end.
よ。マリア、着替えてきて。
はーい。でもちょっと疲れた。休んでていいよな。
ええ。こっちは残る作業をしておくから。
手伝います。
Ria walked towards us while scratching her head. Beat, you okay? Couldn't help but worry after she'd made that comment, despite showing hardly any outward signs of exhaustion. But Ria just shot me a complacent smile.
大丈夫。めんどくせえから休みたいだけ。
She let out a mean-spirited cackle. Is she faking it? Otherwise, I really wish she wouldn't joke about stuff like that.
ほら、こっちこっち。疲れて休むんだから気使えや。
Sure. She dragged me towards an empty corner of the room, and if she brought me somewhere private, that had to mean... That! She wrapped her arms around me.
今日はもう朝からイチとイチャつく気だったから、仕事めんどくて仕方なかったわ。途中で抜けようにも彩香がうるせえし。イチ？
Yeah,
まだマリアに緊張してんのか。
I can't exactly help it.
たく、私は市松さんが大好きって言ったじゃないですか。そんな緊張しないでくださいよ。
Knock it off already.
嫌ですか？
Maria nestled up to me in an effort to downplay her persona. This kind of behavior was normal for Ria, but it felt like some strange girl was rubbing against me when she was dressed like that. Damn it, my face was burning up. This whole flirty act was at total odds with my mental image of the chaste Maria Bishop. However, I didn't especially mind this level of assertiveness as she leaned in close. Maybe this was how middle-aged men felt when they became addicted to hostess clubs. And really were simple creatures. Anyway, Ria, please stop for a second.
どうして？
It's just because of
罪悪感って、お前マリア・ビショップを天使か何かだと思ってない？
I so do.
芸能界の通説だと、ファンって実際に会うと正直引くって言うけど、ちょっとわかった。
Why the fuck is she suddenly more quiet? That's not quite what I meant. For me, Maria and Ria aren't completely unified yet.
わかってるよ。この反応だし。
So listen, I do love Maria, but well, having sex with Maria Bishop would, how should I put it? Feel like I'm betraying Ria. I feel stupid for saying this out loud, but I can't help it. The fucking sound still okay? What the fuck is happening? Although I knew they were the same person, logically my emotions couldn't quite keep up.
こんな勃起してるのに？
Oh! I was an emotional issue, not a physical one. And my body was raring to go.
じゃあまあいいやもう。
Ria went to leave. Huh? Are you mad?
怒ってないって。
She didn't seem angry or fed up, but she still headed off into a nearby room. She was a little flustered. However, rather cheerful Ria returned a short while later.
ああ。お疲れ様ね。
やっぱ待たされる時間が長いのが嫌だわ。
Yeah. Well, we're taking advantage of our free time, so it didn't feel like we were waiting long. Must be rough to be a celebrity.
これが普通よ。むしろマリアはそういう時間少なくしてるんだから、文句言わないでよね。
かあ？やっぱ肌に合ってねえな、俺に。
I more or less understood what she was trying to say. Before it being in her blood or otherwise, it had to be the reasoning why she hadn't been active since the summer.
バカ言わないで。あなたは私の商品。勝手にやめるなんて許さないから。
はいはい。金色ラブリッチェ。
Monday. Classes ended last week, and all that was left was the end of term ceremony. It was also report card day.
成績どうだった？
It's really annoying how modern society thought it necessary to grade people on their fuck-ups.
よくわかった。
You know what, fuck it. I'm fucking taking a screenshot of that.
よくわかった。
I'm taking a screenshot because of that, because it just fits. Big mood. I just checked back in to see if anyone replied to the club comment, and somebody did, saying, bruh, that's fucking cursed! Without the fucking, however, it was all caps, so I feel the fucking fit there. I regret writing that. I didn't want to focus on the topic too much, so I stuffed the grade sheet into the deepest part of my bag.
それでは、今学期はこれにて終業。登校はまた来年となります。
Really interesting that the third year just casually is also their homeroom teacher. Our homeroom teacher, who ordinarily dismissed us without any emotion, interjected with a brief speech just for the day.
皆さん、ノーブル学園の生徒として、冬休みの間も恥ずかしくない行いをですね。
Of course, the speech wasn't what I'd call entertaining.
ノーブル学園が最も大事にすることは、時間です。人生は限られています。まして、皆さんの過ごす若さという期間は、それはもう驚くほど有限であります。人の世から格差がなくなったことはありません。しかし、一度として格差の生まれたことがない人間一人一人に与えられた財産。それが時間です。勉強しろ、練習しろと、時間すべてを将来のために投資しろとは言いません。しかし、くれぐれも無駄にはせぬように。休みの間も、いえ、休みだからこそ、それを忘れないでくださいね。以上。起立。
The teacher bowed and left the room. She had certainly raised some good points.
ネイルの予約やば。ほらほら行くよレーナ。
あいあい。
Nobody appeared to have taken it very much to heart. Almost like they knew without being told. Oh well.
ねえオロ、私今日はね。
You're free after this, right?
オロ？ああ、エルに聞いたのね。
You better prepare yourself, Sylvie. Just because you don't have work doesn't mean you have free time.
Oh.
Our schedules had already been booked. Sylvie was equally overjoyed by the surprise.
あのね、私、3人で過ごせる時間ができたら、行きたいところがあったの。
どこ？
I think I could guess where that might be.
ここ？
Oh.
Thought so. On that tranquil afternoon, the three of us headed to the shore of the lake together. I'd nearly forgotten Cassidy had been doing her vocal exercises here, but this place held a lot of memories for us.
こうしてるとなんだか思い出すわね。オーロが溺れていたのが昨日のことみたい。
They really shouldn't focus on the awful parts.
でも懐かしい。
Ria giggled cheerfully. Ria seemed to take Sylvie's side more often than not whenever the three of us got together. It certainly put me at a disadvantage when I was the only guy. You were the one who helped me back then, weren't you? You were the one who helped me back then, weren't you?
感謝してオーロ。命の恩人よ。
俺は無理だったからな。水とか死にそうで。
Oh, yeah, back then.
頭に穴開いてたし。
That was pretty outstanding to say so casually. She had a pre-surgery examination around that time, and the hole in her head had been left open. Yeah, she couldn't get water in that. Although she had a cap over it, it would have been terrifying if her brain had been directly exposed to lake water. Oh, that's right. You couldn't take baths, right?
そうそう。女子の入浴からもいつの間にかフラッといなくなっていたわ。
その時間は看護師さんに体拭いてもらってたから。
Reasons supporting why I hadn't mistaken her gender were piling up by the second.
相馬くん、今はお風呂入れるのよね。
まあな。 脳に貼った薄膜が破れないようにキャップ必須だけど。
じゃあこの後一緒に入らない？ジャパニーズ裸の付き合いをしてみたいわ。
Sounds great!
お前は入れねえぞ。
I don't mind. Just let me listen to the two girls giggling and doing tee-hee together in the bath, please.
キモいわ。
今日はもっと遊び歩きたい気分だったけれど、なんだかこうしてるだけで楽しいわね。
だな。
Agreed. Being old friends had major advantages. We didn't need any reason for hanging out together, whether it was to go karaoke, shopping, or otherwise. We were together, and that was all it took for us to have fun.
ここでのんびりしましょうか。キロちゃん。
Civi's robotic bodyguard had apparently been with us, and it opened its mouth. Suddenly, a floral patterned sheet and tea set popped
お
out.
茶にしましょ
Sure.
さらっと流したけど、このおもちゃ何？
We got the table set up, heated some water, and enjoyed a tea time for three.
なんかすげえもんがあるんだな。
Yeah, this would be the first time she'd seen it. Leah was shocked by Kyoto's capabilities. Tap tap.
う。上。
あ、こいつどっかで見た気がする。
覚えている？ほら、10年前、最後の日に届いた子よ。
ああ。
ぐえー。
Oh yeah, even though it was totally different on the inside. I guess Kyoto was with us all those years ago
そう
too.
ね。
あの金のラブリッチマークでもらったやつか。
I doubted she could tell by sight alone, given more poor vision, but it apparently clicked once she physically touched it. She put her hands all over to verify its shape.
10年前は泣かなかったよな。
It was remodeled using mysterious sortilege technology, apparently. Let's get off the subject. Touch, touch.
ぐえー。キロちゃんが照れてるわ。
へへ、かわいいじゃん。
This thing has emotions too.
改造ってどうなったんだ？なんか色々入ってるっぽいのは分かったけど。
私のボディーガードをしてくれているわ。悪い奴が来てもケチョンケチョンよ。
It has features you wouldn't understand unless you saw them. Not that they make any sense even once you do, of course. For instance, Kira, open this for me. Hand over one of the canned biscuits that have been put out as a snack to go with tea. As you might expect from foreign-made sweets, these didn't have a pull tab like a Japanese canned goods. It was one of those products you'd need an old-fashioned can opener for, but... Clink! Kyoto twisted off the lid. Tremendous power indeed.
なんか怖いものになったな。
This is only the tip of the iceberg. It can even shoot out lasers, fire missiles, and other cool stuff.
ソルティレージはどの方向に進んでんだ？
It did seem to exceed her expectations somewhat, but...
こいつ、結局どこから来たのかな？
Huh? I mean, a candy company.
こいつっていうか、ほら。
Now I got what you meant. Not so much Kyoto, as much as the golden Loveriche emblem that had been exchanged for her. I wonder where that came from. It had to be some oddball who would put a winning emblem in a ring box and set it adrift of all things.
誰がしてくれたことかはわからないけど。
I just can't wait for the depression at the end of the route where Ria dies. He somehow gets a golden Loveriche emblem, puts it in the ring box, and chucks it in the lake in memory of her. And, oh no, he finds it as a child! Headshot.
その人のおかげで私たち仲良くなれたわ。
会えたらな。
We all giggled together. There was obviously no way we'd ever meet him. This had all happened a decade ago now. But...
でも、礼は言いたいかな。俺たちにオローラを。金色の時間を届けてくれてありがとうって。
Couldn't agree more. Wanted to thank him too. It all started with that box. The time we spent together and the 10 years it took to get this far created this one happy moment. A golden time began when we opened that box. Sylvie's robotic companion, who appeared to be confused with the events from years prior, chirped. Ria giggled quietly.
ちょっとコンビニ行こうぜ。
何か買い物？
どうせだからこいつに兄弟を作ってやろう。
He returned the tea set to Kyoto there on her lap.
銀のラブリッチ最後の1枚。出すぞ、1。
Yeah. I understood what you meant. Alright, let's get going.
手伝うわ。
The three of us decided to head into town at the convenience store. Gonna stock up.
バカ食い切れねえだろ。その日食えるだけの量だけ買って当てるのが気持ちいいの。大人買いしてマークだけ当てても意味がねえだろ。
You're awfully patient. We only ended up buying 2 chocolate bolos per person. They were designed for kids after all. It was all pointless if adults relied on their financial resources to score one of the winning emblems. Speaking of, our success rate was... both mine were losers. Due to Ria's poor eyesight, she held them up to the light repeatedly to check whether they were reflective.
イチ、見えない。当たってないか確かめてくれ。
I can see perfectly, so don't worry, we both lost.
くそー。
Ideas were also duds. What I was left was Sylvie.
日本には抹茶味のチョコボーロもあるのね。おいしいわ。
She's stuffing her face.
純粋だな。俺たちがなくした何かを持ってる。
The package she was currently eating had been a dud. As for the other...
おい、イチ。物欲センサーの法則によれば、こういう無欲なやつが出しちゃうのが世の常らしい。
There's no basis for that, but they are generally on the mark, huh?
この場合、シルビーが当たり出したらどうするんだ？今4つあるやつが全部シルビーに行くのか？
Oh, good point. Ria and I had each collected 2 Loveriche apiece. How would it work if Sylvie scored 1 now? The scenario suggested Sylvie would lay claim to them all, but that would be tough to accept if she only pulled 1.
ごちそうさま。さあ、もう一箱開けてみるわね。
She said she'll open the other box, accidentally skipped too fast. Incomparable tension raced through Ria and myself.
嘘！
You got one?!
うわ。
He showed it to us. Sure enough, there was a sparkling golden emblem right by the yellow part of the open chocolate bolos.
イチ、この姫様踏んじまっちまえ。ラブリッチマークは俺たちのもんだ。
Control your delinquent urges!
すごい！
She got a fucking gold one!
金のラブリッチマーク、また見られるなんて思わなかったわ。
金？
It's golden. Ria had such a tough time distinguishing colors that it seemed she could see all she... That seemed all she... Ria had such a tough time distinguishing colors that all it seemed she could see was that there was an emblem. Turned out up wasn't silver, but gold. Great detectives were impressive.
これだと1枚で交換できるのよね。キュロちゃんに弟ができるのかしら。楽しみだわ。
はあ。
お？二人ともなんで落ち込んでるの？
No reason. In a way, it was great it hadn't been silver since it avoided a fight. But it was totally an outcome that the two of us had only one... But it was totally an outcome that the two of us had only 2 silver emblems across 10 years couldn't accept. Are you sure?
ええ、10年前は二人から私がもらったものだし。
Sylvie stuck the golden emblem into the Ora box and quietly plopped the lid shut. Yeah, that confirms my theory that he's gonna probably chuck the Ora box with the golden love emblem into the lake, which means most likely Ria will die at some point.
これでそのままの意味でお返しができたわ。
That's actually really touching.
ああ、
We were able to return the golden emblem to its box. Wasn't like that had been our goal. However, it felt like we'd managed to cross something off of our bucket list. There was nothing especially noteworthy about it, but it came with a strange sense of accomplishment. Both Ria and Sylvia had tiny grins, appearing to feel the same. And then...
シルビー様、そろそろよろしいでしょうか。
なに？今日はお休みじゃなかった？
申し訳ありません。そうはいかないようです。
Sylvia shrugged her shoulders. Our time together had been cut short. I guess the next time we'll see you is, Christmas?
ええ、そうなりそう。
うまい飯用意しとけよ。
任せて。
イブはよろしくお願いしますね。
ああ。
金色ラブリッチェ。
As we went into Christmas break...
大掃除って気持ちいいですよね。
なら私の部屋もやっちゃっていいよ。
わかりました。レイナ先輩、一緒にやりましょう。
いや、私は手が冷たいことは、
The dome was unusually active today. A number of boarders participated in the dome-wide cleaning initiative before they returned to their homes, and not one of them complained.
練習の場所どころじゃねえな。
Yeah, a real rock and a hard place. The practice place conundrum. Yeah, they hadn't tidied up yet, but that actually made it worse. Now that it's come to this, the only real choice is to rely on you know what.
なんかあんのか？
I was thinking of putting the royal family's cheat power to use.
だからシルビーには知らせないようにだな。
I don't mean Sylvie.
ゲロ、大掃除は済ませまして。あら、おりましたの。
おう。
Long time no see, Mina?
そういや最近ずっとイチと一緒にいたけど、全然顔見なかったなこいつ。前はうざいくらいイチの部屋にいたのに。なんで？
ですね。
俺がいたから？ああ、うん。まあ気持ちはわかるよ。後頭部の頭蓋骨がないとこ触っちゃったもんな。あれ気持ち悪かっただろう。人の頭の中身を触ったみたいで。
I still feel fucking horrible for that thing I put. Like, seriously, I don't know where my brain just decided it's okay to write the words. I will grab a club and make sure Odo would be able to finger your brain like he can for Ria. Would be an okay thing to write. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, Jesus.
気持ち悪いなんてことは。
いいよ、慣れてるから。ただ、さ、別に俺を気持ち悪がるなとは言わないけど、位置を避けるのはやめてくれないか。俺が位置の重荷になってるってのは微妙だ。何よりお前は、俺の一番の親友の妹だから、こっちとしては。
待って。私、あなたを避けていたわけではなくてよ。
そうなの？
And why haven't you come to this room? Especially when she used to come on a daily basis.
それは、何度かお邪魔しようとしたことはあるのですが。ゲロ！今日も上流階級のお勉強を。
イチ、大好き。
You're so cute, Ria.
もっとチューして。そうでしたか。
I mean, I'm seriously sorry.
まあ、私が口を出すことではありませんけど、あなたのことは、正直、触ってしまった件では、 何度謝っても謝り足りないですけど。
She must have recalled what she had felt that day and was being a bit mindful of the middle finger on her right hand. To touch a portion of a person's skull that was completely missing, of course that would feel horrendous, and that had put her in an awkward position,
こ
but...
ちらもお姉様があんなに心を許しておられるのです。できるなら仲良くしたいとは思いますわ。
そっか。
Thank goodness. So, as far as finding a place to practice went, we had considered asking Mina for her help in finding someplace nice, but...
この時期なら音楽の練習にはうってつけの場所がございますじゃありませんの。
Yeah,
そっか。
we had missed what was right under our noses. This place was almost entirely free once winter break kicked into gear. It was only used by the music club. Even on days they had practice, it was limited to either the mornings or the evenings, so it would be absolutely free at one of those times. Yeah, took a look around the hall. Something up?
いや、昨日はシルビーと、どうせならここにも来ればよかったなーって。
Yeah, this is another place from our memories.
そうなんですの？
言うほどじゃねえけど、あえて言うと、マリア・ビショップと、ピアニストシルビアル・クルス・クラウンの始まりの場所ってとこかな。
What?
凄まじいじゃありませんの。
あれ？位置覚えてないっけ？昔はここにオルガンがあってさ。
Ria blinked randomly at the keys of a piano placed
シ
there.
ルビー、当時はピアノやってなかったのかな。猫踏んじゃったくらいしか弾けなかったんだけど。
ええ、お姉様がピアノを始めたのは日本より戻った後からですわ。
その猫踏んじゃったもダメだったんだよ。オルガンがもうぶっ壊れててさ、変な音しか出なくて。でも位置はそれがわかんねえから、シルビーのことを下手だ言ってた。
ゲロー。
It was one of those things where you teased the girl you liked. I'm really sorry.
それで泣きそうなシルビーに位置が言ったんだよ。次会う時までにもっとピアノ上手くなっとけって。
オルガンがダメで、ピアノ？
当時の位置はオルガンとピアノの区別がついてなかった。今はついてるよな。
Of course, an organ is one of those flat things, right?
で、マリア・ビショップの方は？
つまんねえ話だよ。俺とシルビーは絶対音感同盟だったから。シルビーがやるなら俺も何か音楽をって。
さあ。素敵じゃありませんの。
あの時、いつか二人でセッションしようって約束したっけ？ 10 年越しの約束まであと4日だ。練習しねえと。
日本には私の知らないお姉様がこんなにもたくさんいましたのね。ちょっと焼けますわ。
Mina clattered down into the seat in front of the piano.
お姉様ほどじゃありませんけど、私も伴奏程度ならできます。練習とやら、付き合いますわ。
シルビーの妹か。緊張だな。頼む。
Ria started with various vocal warm-ups, then transitioned into a long-awaited practice session. There were 4 days left. There were 4 days until the big event. We were out of time, and this was insanely better than if she didn't get a chance at all. All that remained was how much Ria could rise to the challenge. Someone's gonna hear. I suppose, kinda.
止めないので。
止めても止まりません。あの子のわがままは私が一番知っていますもの。このまま走り抜けるほか、あの子が止まる方法はないわ。バカ。
Additionally, they did say that her decision-making skills are deteriorating, so that's probably also part of the reason why she doesn't stop. Ria's practice sessions were finally producing some solid results. I thought she sounded fine from the start, though. However, judging by her facial expression, it was clear, though, when she made some sort of revelation. It was like this deep vigor had taken root, especially in her high notes. Although I was not qualified to assess the quality of her singing on a technical level, I could tell she was doing much better now.
大した声量ですわ。知り合いのオペラ歌劇団に紹介したいくらい。
興味ねえよ。
As it is, Maria's singing sound good to your ears too, Mina.
あなたが感じたことが全てですわ。
Must have been great then.
この歌をテレビの中に閉じ込めておくのは悲劇ですわね。
Locked up. Isn't it being broadcasted on TV as good as it gets? Heard the television was the best way to get your name out
テ
there.
レビでは一度録音したものをスピーカー越しに聞くのが精一杯じゃありませんの。ライブとか、日本ですとディナーショーでも歌にはマイクを使う文化があるそうですが、やはり音楽は間に電気信号を介さず、生が一番ですわ。
I do think I've heard that the sounds speakers make vary by company or something like that.
お前って、レコードはいいけど CD は音が平坦になるから嫌って言っちゃう人？
その偏見はさすがに。ですが、やはり音楽は生が一番だと思いますわね。オーケストラの演奏などは CD などで聴くより、やはりスピーカーのないコンサートホールへ行くのが良いですわ。
Definitely a fixation I would expect most from the upper class. I would expect most from the upper class.
特にあなたの歌なら、それだけの価値があると思いますけれど。
Humbly and encouraging, Mina gazed upwards at her. Perhaps this girl had also become one of Maria's fans.
悪いけど、興味ねえよ。
そうですか。
Maria, however, was as blunt as
俺は
ever.
出たとしてテレビまで。あいつの商品だからな。
We could apparently use the music club's room in the afternoon, so we cleared
時
out.
間が空いたので大掃除をしますわよ。ゲロ、荷物持ち、手伝いなさいな。
Right, right. Mina started dragging me away. Tug. Hey, Ria, don't try to sneak away.
俺は自分の部屋の掃除は欠かしてねえよ。
確かに、何度か見ましたけど、いつも綺麗ですわね。
部屋ん中じゃほぼ寝てるから、汚そうにも汚れないしな。
Dust.
あと、ナトリさんが定期的に清掃業者入れてくれるってのも。
No fair!
ほらほら、人のことよりあなたのお掃除です。
Ah! I ended up doing my own thing separately from Ria.
ちょっと、集中しすぎた。頭が、
リ
あ、いいところに、ちょっと寝る。部屋まで運んで。
無理しすぎよ。視覚情報、聴覚情報がむちゃくちゃなその体じゃ、立って歩くだけでどんどん体力を使う。ましてや、使える体力だって他の人より少ない。毎日練習なんて自分にはハードすぎるって分かってるんでしょ？
そりゃわかるよ。こんなだるくなれば。
だったら、
でもやるんだよ。
たかがパーティーじゃない。たかがパーティーの、たかが一曲じゃない。ちょっとくらい音を外しても誰も何も言わないわよ。自分の寿命を削ってでもやる価値があることなの？
ある。
なんで？
かっこいいから。
どこがよ。
歌ってと言われたら完璧に歌う。マリア・ビショップの価値はそれだけだ。マリアが依頼されたなら、それは完璧にこなす。俺の中のマリアの価値は、それ以外にない。お前が一番知ってるだろう。できるかどうかはわからないけどな。そろそろ体力も限界だ。あさってまで持つかは知らない。
I'm taking a break. Be right back. And we're back.
でも、できる限りは限界までやる。かっこつけねえ人生なんてゴミだ。あと寿命削ってるつもりはねえよ。こっちはこっちで、できないラインは見極めてるよ。
練習だけで立てなくなってるくせに。
今日はちょっと無理したかも。反省してる。
もういい。勝手にしなさい。
綾香。
はいはい。本気で反省しなさいよ。立てないとか。
はーい。今日はこの辺にしとく。
そうですわね。明日が本番ですのに、声が出なくなったら大変。
ああ。
Right, party's tomorrow, so today was the last day you could practice. Everything had gone by so fast when trying to find a place for Ria to practice, and it was quickly coming to a close now that we found a spot.
なんだかんだでほとんど付き合ってくれたな、お前。
そういえばそうですわね。
Thank you, Mina. Actually, that didn't cause any problems on your end. Sylvie's schedule is always packed.
お姉様がお忙しい分のお休みが、今私に来ているのですわ。
助かったよ。
いえ、私も楽しかったですわ。
Mina left. Looks like you're on friendly terms with her now, too.
そうか？かもな。さすがシルビーの妹か。コミュ力高えわ。
The fact Mina wasn't reserved around Ria meant she likely recognized her as a friend.
おかげでこっちも自信を持って明日に臨める。マリア・ビショップ最後の歌に後悔はなさそうだ。
That's so. Ria looked exhausted after her recent practice session. Knew she'd been taking medicine on the down low lately to lower her blood pressure, further emphasizing how unstable she actually was. Should I have said something else? Perhaps I should have told her such reckless behavior needed to stop. Knew how much Ria hated being talked to that way. Did that mean I would give my silent approval? It didn't feel right either. This was over my head. Being the ideal boyfriend was tough. Wonder what a cool boyfriend would do in this situation. When we got back, Ria flopped over on the sofa. Today was the fifth day of winter break, and a number of the dorm residents had already returned home, leaving the foyer deserted. Which meant nobody would interfere if she laid down on the sofa, but you're hogging the whole sofa. Move over, Ria. She sat down beside me. Ria dragged herself over without getting off her hands and knees and rested her head on my lap. I pet her head. Good work out there today again.
なんとか高音も使えそう。明日、シルビー喜ぶと思う。
Drowsiness was setting in, and her eyelids looked heavy. I proceeded to comb my fingers through her golden blonde hair, which once belonged to Sylvie.
ねえ、イチ。
Yeah?
マリアのこと好き？
I was random. I do. You're the one I love most in the world, so I think Maria would come second.
ごめんね。続けられそうになくて。もう、マリアでいられそうになくて。マリアの歌、歌えそうになくて。
Don't worry about it. Maria will, live on in everyone's hearts, and that's more than enough. Just stay with me enough to make up for it, okay? Ria closed her eyes. Your room's right over there.
ごめん、眠い。
She was put off by even the slightest movements, and movement and curled herself up into a ball. Oh boy, she's gonna catch cold like this.
はいはい。毛布持ってきました。
Thank you.
サンキュー。いえいえ。
Asked Rena for a favor over the phone. It was kinda chilly today. Knowing that, she brought 2 blankets for us and tucked Ria in from head to toe while petting her head. Is it kinda bright in here? Not exactly the perfect place to sleep if you asked me.
そう？よくわかんない。目を閉じれば、世界はいつも真っ暗だから。
Is it? I figured I could at least block the brightness out and covered her eyes. She must have thought I was brushing her face and she giggled bashfully.
ねえ、イチ。
Yeah?
こうしてると、気持ちいいね。
Where's all this coming from?
知らなかった。生まれた時から暗い暗い闇の中で、もうそれには慣れたと思ってたけど、闇の中でも気持ちいいんだ。知らなかった。
The moments that followed, Ria was lulled into slumber. I had no idea what she was saying at the end, but it felt nice. Well then. For several hours until she awoke, I kept patting her head all the while.
いきなりだけど、今日ってどんな飯が出んの？
本当にいきなりですね。
I heard it would be buffet style, so I've been rather curious about it.
立食なんて聞いてねえぞ。ちゃんとしたフルコース的なのだと思ってた。立食ってのは出演者側には超絶不利なんだ。俺が歌ってる間にいいもん全部食われるんだ。許せん。
100名以上を招いての席ですので、コース形式では逆に肩が凝るかと。
コース料理を用意しましょうか？
コースが食べたいわけじゃなくて、人が働いてる横で俺より先にうまいもん食ってるやつがいるってのがムカつく。
She's just worrying over nothing. Don't worry about it too much.
ひとまず、本日出す予定のものを一品ずつあなた用に取り分けておくというのでどうです？
ああ、それならいい。
何よりです。では、準備をお願いします。
December 24th, Christmas Eve. Thanks to Sylvie, we were expecting a rather sizable turnout.
今日は寒いね。まさしく、クリスマスイブって感じですよね。見て見て、エイナ先輩、雪が降ってます。まずいかよ。寒すぎ。行くの嫌になってきた。そんなこと言わないで。心を燃やせば、寒さなんて吹っ飛びますから。ほらほら、ファイヤーです。はいはい。そこまで言われなくてもちゃんと行くけどね。なんかすんごいコラボが見れるそうだし。
なんとか予定をキャンセルして来られました。
キクちゃん、なんか予定あったん？
はい。ハリウッド女優が何人か会いたいと言ってきたのですが、すべてキャンセルして。
さすが。
僕でなく、録音時家が目当てですよ。
そっちはなんか予定あった？
もちろんあったさ。あったけど、あえてこちらに来たんです。クリスマスに一人寂しかったとか。
にしても、領事館って、やっぱ緊張しちまうね。何か、粗相があったらどうしましょう。廊下にあった、すんごい高そうな壺を割っちゃうとか。落ち着いて、あかねちゃん。よっぽどなドジでも、あんな大きい壺を割っちゃうなんてことはないさ。全力疾走するとか、わざとだろうってドジでもなけりゃね。
そうですね。大丈夫ですよね。せっかくのパーティーなんだから、縮こまってるなんてあかねちゃんらしくないよ。ですね。全力で楽しみます。 でも、緊張。おしっこしたくなってきた。すいません。おトイレ、どこですか？
ほっほ。そこの廊下の突き当たりにございます。
ありがとうございます。全力で行ってきます。
She's gotta notice something.
待て待て、走るな！
エル、配置図はこの通りで問題
Oh,
ない。
hey, Inoue, what the fuck are you doing here?
兄上、よろしくお願いします。
さすがはカバレロさん。フェンシングの腕もさることながら、技師としての職務も完璧にこなせておりますのね。
はあ、どうも。うん？
もしかして私のこと、誰だか分かってらっしゃらない？
そんなことは、
ウエンシンク。ほら、フェンシングの。先週の練習試合で、あなたにコテンパンにやられた。
Everyone was enjoying the party in their own way. There were, of course, likely plenty of people who were drawn in by the tagline Christmas party hosted by Sortilege, but it was obvious where their primary objective in attending lay. Hey, my guests had arrived.
本当に領事館だ。緊張する。
Torio included, they were a troublesome pair to associate myself with, but they had lent me a hand when I was looking for Ria a while back. Couldn't possibly be cruel to them now. I'll be seeing them over New Year's too. Talk about a pain in the butt.
それでオール君、本当なの？このパーティーって。
That's true. According to the schedule, she should be up first. Look, it's already getting started.
皆様、ご歓談の中と思いますが、ご挨拶をさせていただきます。
The party began with a few words from Sylvie, the host. Her speech ended in a brief fashion, and then...
続きまして、今回この催しのため、スペシャルなゲストにお越しいただきました。
本物だ。
Making a guest appearance, Maria Bishop. Being a huge music lover, Chica was deeply touched by Maria Bishop collaborating with Sylvie. Musical performance by a world-renowned pianist and the world's diva, Sylvia La Cruz Crown and Maria Bishop. Maria really was the highlight of the party. It would have been ideal for their performance to be scheduled when the party was at its peak, but it was moved to an earlier time to accommodate Ria. With the host's introduction out of the way, Sylvie took to the piano, and Maria headed to the front of the stage. Maria gave Sylvie a quick pop with her elbow, and Sylvie grinned in response. Unless they knew the relationship between them, hardly anyone would have known what that gesture meant. Or possibly, maybe I didn't know. May have been a form of contact only those two understood. Together with a fluent accompaniment, so began the song that I had heard countless times before. For a few brief moments, she captured the hearts of everyone present, myself included. Her voice was at a stable register. I didn't think she'd had made any mistakes, but a musical layman like myself couldn't tell if she had been successful. The thing that told me that she had more than succeeded was the flabbergasted face of my sister beside me. This was the power of Maria Bishop, and this was Maria Bishop, the diva of the world. Of the world's final song.
Sa, 面倒な仕事も終わったし、飯だ。
あんたね。
Nah, that's Ria in a nutshell. Although Ria was now free, Sylvie still had work to do post-performance. She had gone on about food, but she still seemed to have too much lingering tension to eat and hadn't touched her plate. She had just gotten some water and quenched her thirst a few times. And then...
Ha! Ha!
Chirka made her way over.
リアちゃんも来てたんだ。オーロくんが言ってたから、 しかしたらとは思ったけど。
まあな。
You guys know her to some extent, right?
そりゃ昔、オーロくんが一番迷惑かけた子だし。
イチのいたずらで怪我しそうになった時、なぜかおばさんと一緒にこの妹の方が謝りに来たのは覚えてる。
Did that really happen?
ねえねえ、リアちゃんは聞いた？さっきのマリア・ビショップの歌声。
ああ、結構前の方で聞いた。
Front lines, that is.
そうとも言う。
聞けたならよかった。すっごかったよね、マリア。
かもな。
次またこうして生で聞ける機会なんてあるかな。さすがに難しいかな。でも、また聞きたいな。
Chica. Should have told her Maria wasn't going to sing anymore, even if I... Should I have told her Maria wasn't going to sing anymore, even if I had let her down gently? Oops, I wondered when...
ま、機会があればできるんじゃないか。マリア・ビショップも、もう歌い飽きたって顔はしてなかったし。
だよね。トリョくんどこ行ったんだろう。じゃあ、オーラくん、リアちゃん。私、
あ、またな。
Off Chica went. She sure had laid a totally unnecessary time bomb.
いや、その顔やめろ。期待はすんな。今のはリップサービスだから。そう。歌い飽きてはいないってだけだよ。
Yeah, how fucking funny would it be if they actually do get to a point in time where they have a marriage ceremony? And then in the marriage ceremony, before the end, she just walks up to the front and just puts on the biggest shit-eating grin and just starts singing like Maria Bishop. Best would it be? It would be best if she actually put on her normal wig, and then on top of the normal wig, the Maria Bishop wig. When it became time to go to the altar or something, just came out as Maria Bishop instead of Soma. Instead of Ria, I mean. That would be so funny.
Soma-kun! Ora!
Looked like Sylvia taking... Why the fuck? Hold on. No, I need to go back one more.
Soma-kun! Ora!
Oh, it didn't happen again. Like the, oh hey... surprise whatever stripes came from her crotch for some reason. Looked like Sylvia had taken a quick break and eventually found her way to us. That one. Just, but at her nether regions.
そっちこそ。
大丈夫だった？今日のために随分と無理をしたんじゃない？
She noticed. Oh, she hadn't. It was just a lucky guess. The way Sylvia looked worried. His face tensed up momentarily, but her usual grin resurfaced in no time at all.
無理なんかするかよ。するようならこんな仕事蹴ってるっつの。
かもね。
Sylvie seemed to have accepted that answer. Definitely felt like these two were leaving me in the dust whenever they hung out, and the two women to one man ratio played a big part in that.
それよりシルビー、一つお願いがあるんだけど。
何？
さ。
これでいかがです？
上出来だ。サンキュー。
Is there any reason I need to dress up like this too?
いいじゃないの。ほら、かっこつけてきて。
Oh. She pushed me out into the dead center of the dance hall. It didn't really matter though, since everyone was actively dancing. But I can't dance to save my life.
こんなもん適当に体揺らしてりゃいいんだよ。
Really? Forcing me into the situation out of the blue was a bit too much for me. If swaying my body was enough, then I suppose I could wing it. Like this.
そうそう、うまい。
Am I?
俺もダンスなんてしたことないから、正解は知らないけどさ。
Totally unreliable. And again, save for the people from the ballroom dancing club, most of the people danced around as around us. We were winging. Save for the people from the ballroom dancing club, most of the people dancing around us were winging it too. It ought to be fine if we improvised too. There was nothing for us to get worked up about. We were the sort of couple you could find lying around anywhere after all. Ria let out an unusually exhausted sigh. Good work out there, Maria. Said quietly so that nobody else would hear, around would hear. Ria giggled and...
ほんと、疲れたよ。これまで歌で緊張したり疲れたりなんて一度もなかったのに、初めてだった。
Let's see. I could recall Maria Bishop performing at much larger events, like for end-of-year specials or UK TV shows. However, according to Ria, today's performance had been her biggest one yet. Was it because of those high notes in the end?
いや、それよりも、シルビーと一緒ってのが大きいかな。シルビーと一緒だから失敗できないなって。プレッシャーかな。でかくて。
She didn't elaborate any further. Despite being friends, she felt pressured not to mess up. That seriously didn't make much sense to me.
今日までありがとな、イチ。ずっと練習付き合ってくれてさ。ありがとう。
I just joined you. I didn't actually do anything to help. For that matter, I was a musical amateur.
いいんだよ。何かしてほしいなんて思ってない。いつも一緒にいてくれて、心強かった。
Yeah, that doesn't sit right with me. I am your boyfriend. I just stuck with you because I wanted to be with you. Is there really something to thank? Is that really something to thank me for? Well, it was then that, for some reason, Ria shot me a bright smile.
そう。それが嬉しい。俺が無理してるの気づいてても、黙って俺を信じて見ててくれた。一秒も逃げないで一緒にいてくれた。そばにいてくれた。愛してくれた。ありがとう。一。ありがとう。
Ria? I noticed when we were talking. Ria felt oddly heavy there in my arms. She was placing her full body weight on me.
一に会えてよかった。
Is she fucking dying right now?
一が彼氏でよかった。
She slid downward, like so. Ria's body went limp as though she were asleep. I caught her in midair as Ria slumped like a marionette in my arms. Hey, Ria. Called out to her, but Ria didn't respond. Ria. She collapsed in my arms.
Ria!
She was sound asleep, even as she was carried away in an ambulance. Her expression remained peaceful all the way to the emergency room. Probably shouldn't do that. One slip up and I potentially could accidentally stab myself in the stomach. Ria regained consciousness 3 days later. Oh, thank God. However, she hadn't fully awoken from her slumber. She had abruptly opened her eyes, reacted when spoken to, and promptly fallen asleep. I was so on edge that I asked the doctor about her condition multiple times, but the only explanation they would give was that she was in an extremely unpredictable state.
医学的にはもうどうして生きてるのかすらわからない状況なのよ。何年も前から前に教えたでしょ。
Tosaki's explanation was easy to follow. Call it a stroke of luck, but I was blessed with interpersonal connections.
病院に話はつけましたので、この個室からあまり出ないようにしていただければ、お見舞いの時間外でもいていただいて結構です。
He made arrangements for me so it would work out no matter when Ria might wake up. Thank you. Based on Kikuchi's expression, these didn't appear to have been particularly exceptional arrangements for him to make. Yeah, they probably weren't. For a hospital to allow a patient's relative to be present on a 24-hour basis, or rather to be unable to deny them access. The most likely reason would be that for the patient to be in a condition where they could pass at any time.
大丈夫よ。
Yeah. I didn't believe it. The condition was highly unpredictable. The very same state that Ria had been in for the last decade. This would all end without any major fanfare once again. A prayer? Wasn't sure. But... yeah.
よ
Vitality was seriously the one thing Ria had in spades. She came out of her state of clouded consciousness by the next day and was able to respond to us again. Chokosaki, Sylvie, and I had been watching over her and napping in shifts. I called out to them.
何大所帯だな。
That's just how worried we were. Sylvie's presence guaranteed Elle would be with her too. Things had gotten kind of chaotic in this private room.
しばらくはお二人にしましょうか。
そうね。でもちょっとしたら私にもおしゃべりさせてよ。
I left the salon. How do you feel?
良くなく悪くなく慣れてるよ。どれくらい寝てた？
3, maybe 4 days. Today's the 28th.
ああ、そうなんだ。クリスマス飛んじまったのか。25日デートプラン考えてたのに。
The truth, I had made reservations at a fairly extravagant hotel too, but I ain't enough about that. They had woken up, and that was more than enough for me.
なんかちょっと照れるな。
What is?
いや、これまでも何回かこういうのあったんだけどさ、起きた時まず見たのが男の顔って初めてで、お風呂入ってないの気になる。
Want me to wipe you down?
エッチ。
All this body stuff aside, she did appear interested in sexual stuff. Ria was squinting longingly at me. I gave her a kiss. The first touch of Ria's lips in a daze was a bit dry. They could sense how poor her circulation was through it. But it was fine. They were warm. She was still alive.
ごめん。歌無茶だったっぽい。
Yeah, maybe. All the excess practice she'd put in leading up to the performance had taken a toll on her health, and she collapsed once she was relieved of that tension. I heard you were told not to take the blood pressure I heard you were told not to take that blood pressure medicine.
医者からはね。でもあれがないといつ倒れるかわかんなくて。
Unbelievable. Poked her cheek. Apparently the medication she'd been taking wasn't to help her rest, but to keep pushing herself even harder. I should have stopped her the second she started taking it. I was a moron.
でもそれだけの価値はあったよ。よかったろ？マリア・ビショップの最後の舞台は。
Idiot. Shouldn't praise her for this. Kept my impressions to herself. She had been so cool, but I wouldn't tell her that.
あら、そろそろいい？
Yeah. I guess she couldn't take it anymore. Sylvie and the rest came back just a few minutes later. She shared a few words with a likely misty-eyed Sylvie and Jogasaki. And in less than a span of 5 minutes, Ria fell back asleep. The condition was unstable, and we had no idea how much she was doing. But I was relieved to see the peaceful look on her face as she slept. The status quo of Ria's continued to hold. She would wake up a couple times per day, chat for a while, then fall asleep. After several hours of rest, she would suddenly awaken again. The one silver lining was that the ratio was improving. What started as less than 5 minutes awake slowly increased by several minutes at a time, with the time she spent asleep gradually decreasing little by little. Not even the doctors were sure whether that was good for her health, but it was wonderful that she was able to speak.
体拭くのは今度から彩香がやってくれ。
私じゃ嫌だった？
シルビーはなんていうか、くすぐったいんだよ。触り方がぎこちなくて。
What about me?
お前は論外。エロい。
Darn.
まあまあ、城ヶ崎殿は現在着替えを取りに戻られていますゆえ、今日は私が行うということでどうでしょう。
ああ、じゃあ頼むわ。
では、失礼して。
よろしく。シルビー、そこのスケベを外に出しとけ。
I'm your boyfriend, that's so mean.
はーい。ところで相馬くん。エルって私よりよっぽど不吉祥よ。
Regrets.
失礼します。
うわー、くすぐった
ほうほう。これが病院の個室ですか。
Fuck you, Kira. Just fuck you. Look over in Discord and Nice forward beast. Fuck you.
あ、冷蔵庫ついてる。
中身飲んでいいぞ。つっても水しか入ってないけど。
ほんとだ。水と湿布と、ジュースとかないんかい。
気が利かねえよな、ここ。コーラくらい入れとけや。
申し訳ない。ですが、一応病室ですので。
あ、これあれだ。経口補水液とかいう熱中症対策のやつ。
飲みたきゃどうぞ。くそまずいけど。
Hey, Reina, you came?
寮を代表してのお見舞い。何飲んでんの？
Ramode was selling it at the kiosk.
いいな、一口くれ。
こらこら。
I can't give you any, otherwise I'll upset your doctors, Ria. Anyway, thanks for coming by the check on her. Could you hear your share?
ありがとうございます。
キクちゃん、まだラムネの開け方わかんないの？ごきげんよう。あら、大所帯ですのね。
お前まで来たのか。
お姉様が気を揉んでらっしゃるので、来られない時間はせめてと思いまして。あら？何ですのそれ？
ラムネだそうです。いります。
はあ、それはもう結構ですわ。
The time she could talk, the time she was awake, was gradually growing longer. She was trending on a positive direction, in my opinion.
ちょっと疲れてきた。寝るわ。
Sure.
おやすみのチュー。
Yep. I kissed her. Even the texture of her lips was nearing its prior plushness. She was most certainly improving. However, she was awake for only mere 15 minutes. Despite the steady time increases, the difference was minor. I didn't want to think about it. I was trying not to think about it, but I was anxious. These moments when she fell asleep worried me the most. It just might not be him next time. She might not ever wake up again. It was okay. It would be alright. It was something she had overcome time and time again. That was what I kept telling myself. But I still couldn't seem to shake the severe apprehension. What's wrong?
いや、だんだん病室嫌になってきた。
Bear with it, you're just waking up then nodding off back off, right?
そうなんだけどさ。
Lydia scratched the back of her head. She was feeling stuffy.
暇が潰せるもんが欲しいな。
You've got a TV, don't you?
テレビしかねえんだよ。クソつまんねえ。
Her comment was a disgrace to celebrities.
今日って何日？何曜日だっけ？
The 30th, Saturday.
土曜日か。じゃあ明日日曜日じゃん。朝の8時になったら起こして、プロキュア見る。
I'd love to wake you up. I'd love to wake you if I'm up. But tomorrow's New Year's Eve, so I doubt anime will be on.
くそ。
That's what you want to watch? Want me to go rent a DVD? You could watch it on my laptop.
いいかも。女児向けコーナーだけど、DVD 借りてこれる？
That would be awkward. Should I ask Reina to do it? Our conversation was utterly inconsequential. At this point, I was expect that she would be awake already, and it was a relief we could have these foolish conversations so casually. Going to catch some sleep? Covered Ria's blanket up to her neck. Okay, on it. Of course, gave her a good night kiss.
頭撫でてて、落ち着くから。
Sure. Stroked her face and head and made sure to cover her eyes. Ria began snoozing peacefully within a matter of seconds. And I kept on petting her for around half an hour. Fuck. I accidentally pressed something I didn't mean to press there. Ria showed signs of waking up again, so I made a quick trip to the bathroom. When I got back moments later, Misaki had arrived. I watched over them from behind the partition screen without speaking out to them.
アリアビショップの今後について話してきたわ。無期限に予定立てられず、実質的な活動停止よ。
そっか、サンキュー。
これから活動停止かって煽って CD なりなんなり売りさばくから、本格的な発表は半年後ってところね。それまで気が変わればいつでも言ってくれていいけど。無理でしょうね。
悪い。もう満足しちゃったから、シルビーと一緒に同じ立場で歌えて。俺が一番したかったことは終わっちゃったから。
言わなくていい。どっちにしろ、歌の練習に耐えられる体力がもうないのは分かってる。
悪い、彩香。お前の商品でいられなくて、お前には感謝してる。
ほんと迷惑だわ。これまでの仕掛けが全部台無しよ。
悪い。
ほんと迷惑よ。ほんとに。私、頑張ったのに。
でもさ、もうお前の商品じゃいられないけど、でも、友達だよな。
当たり前じゃない。もっともっと感謝しなさいよね。もっと私、そりゃ市松さんやクルス・クラウンさんとは違うけど、でも友達なのは一緒なんだから。
Zaki hung her head.
お願い、死なないで。死なないで。何もしなくていい。もう歌わなくていい。いてくれるだけでいいから。死なないで。
Felt I shouldn't watch Shugasaki cry and quickly turned away. He took notice of what was happening and looked at me, so I signaled to her that I would step out for a minute with my eyes. Ria nodded in response. On my way out of the room, I caught a glimpse of Ria reaching out to Shugasaki to wipe the tears from her face. As long as I had the opportunity, I might as well go get a change of clothes. Decided to head back to the dorm briefly. Most of the boarders had gone home to visit their families already, so the dorm was deathly silent. I was lonely and headed to a place in hopes of finding other people. Fortunately, most of the clubs had already been dismissed for the year, and there were no signs of anyone else on campus. But I did notice one thing here in the Serenity. Was the rooftop open again? Or not? Sylvia was playing the piano. The team that I had recognized enticed me towards the music hall.
あら、
Sylvie lifted her head, her fingers poised over the ivory keys. I noticed the sound of the piano and came here. And I waited for a break in the melody to make my presence known. You were here?
ええ。相馬くんの下着の替え、そろそろなくなるから寮に新しいのを取りに来たの。そしたら、キュロちゃんがお腹空いたって言うから。
Kira sat idly in the corner of the hall and was plugged into the nearby outlet. It looked like Kira was in the middle of charging. I recall Sylvie mentioning that this was the only place available on campus to do so.
来るつもりなかったけれど、来てよかったわ。聞いてたら、ちょっと気持ちが落ち着いた。
Her fingers ran along the keyboard. Oh, right, I don't think I ever got a chance to tell you. Good job on Christmas, Sylvie. Your performance was spectacular.
ありがとう。相馬くんとの約束、果たせてよかったわ。
Promise, huh? Wasn't this where you made the promise to perform together when you grew up?
ええ。
It was as if I'd heard it myself to be accurate, but I could imagine, given what Ria had told me before. They made a promise in that exact spot 10 years prior, a place where Sylvia had learned to play the piano, so she and Ria could someday perform together.
果たせてよかった。後悔はしてないわ。
Sylvia replied aloud, almost as if she were trying to convince herself. If that were the case, that likely meant she was considering the exact opposite. Really? You really won't regret a thing? Oh, crap. I realized I made a mistake the moment I said it. It slipped out because it felt like it would help dislodge the thorn that had been stuck inside of me ever since Christmas. However, it only agitated the thorn stuck in Sylvie. I shouldn't have said it. What do you think I should have done? It never should have been said, but there was no stopping now. Did I make the right choice? Should I have stopped Ria even if I had to force her? If I had been firm with her, she may have quit singing practice somewhere along the way, and maybe she wouldn't be in this situation. Do you think I made a mistake? Because I didn't do anything? Because I just stood by and watched her? I couldn't stop. What I was saying was pure torture for Sylvie. For Sylvie, who impelled Ria to practice. Even so, I couldn't stop myself. The dam holding back the torrent of lament inside of me had burst. I was so pathetic. I made Ria a promise. I swore there when I became her boyfriend that I would be the coolest boyfriend in the whole world. But did I actually succeed? Listen to whatever Ria had to say, but that's it. Was that enough to be cool in her eyes? I'm an idiot. It's plain lame, so I couldn't stop her. Isn't it my fault Ria's health has declined so much? I'm a failure as a boyfriend. About to slap him. Everything in me was getting wobbly and askew. Oh, what the heck was I doing? What good would it do to say all of this now? This was a time where I needed to be strong. Just how pitiful could I get?
間違ってない。
Sylvie showed me so much kindness. It was more than what I could have asked for. She softly stroked my cheeks and wiped away my tears.
相馬くんに代わって教えてあげるわ。オーラは間違ってない。相馬くんは約束を果たしたかった。だから必要なものは応援だけだった。彼氏ってできたことないから知らないけれど、彼女が欲しいものをまず第一に考えてくれるのが一番かっこいいと思うのね。 だからオーロは間違っていないわ。
Was she right? I knew this was how Ria had wanted it. If that was much, I was sure. But was she sure it wasn't wrong of me?
私と初めて会った時のこと、覚えてる？
あ
あ、この前のよ。10年前に初めて会った時の位置は、溺れててちょっと格好悪かったわ。
Recently. That was what you meant?
あの時のオーロは、文句なしでかっこよかった。世間一般はなんて言うかわからないわ。お姫様を連れて、さらって逃げて、その結果、100人の騎士たちを敵に回して。
Thinking back on it, that was lame and kind of tragic for me. Tragic of me.
でも、私にとっては絶対にかっこよかったの。
Sylvie.
ねえ、オーロ。かっこいいってどういうこと？人からかっこよく見られるってこと？違うわ。自分がかっこよくいることよ。
The coolest self.
相馬くんにとって、あの歌は大事なものだった。そのための練習もね。保証するわ。世界の誰が否定しても、私と相馬くんにだけは分かってることだから。だから相馬くんにとっては、世界中の誰より、だから相馬くんにとっては、それを応援してくれた彼氏は、絶対に素敵だったわ。
Wrong button.
世界中の誰より、かっこいい彼氏だったわ。
Okay. After a strongly worded speech, when she wiped my tears away, I eventually noticed that tears were forming in the corner of Sylvie's eyes as well.
私も後悔してないわ。私は相馬くんに出会えてよかったし、約束したことにも、それを果たせたことにも、後悔なんてしない。
The way she phrased that definitely sounded like she was trying to convince herself. If I was actually as cool as she said I was, then this would be the ideal time for me to say something and cheer her up. But it took all I had to maintain the facade in front of Ria. I wasn't able to pretend to be cool here with Sylvie. And that was my phone rang. Felt like ignoring it for a second, but this ringtone was different from the others. It was a ringtone that's assigned to Ria, so I answered immediately. Hello, Ria? The call may have come from Ria's phone, but it wasn't her voice on the other end of the line. We bolted from the room. I like that it's not like there wasn't even like a surprise reaction or something. Just there was no head. Like it would have felt like you just like stood there like for a second, like trying to register what the fuck happened. If there was like some kind of reaction from him to that, but instead they just shot right to the next screen. He's already out the fucking door. We bolted from the room and raced to the hospital. Ria! Ria, can you hear me? Ria! Not only was she not conscious, Ria was just barely managing to breathe through what were essentially labored bouts. The meters that monitored her respiration and pulse were fluctuating like crazy. Wasn't sure how to read them, but I knew she was in a good shape. Medical staff spent quite a bit of time and energy clasping their hands, calling out to her and otherwise. Izaki and Sylvie couldn't take it. All they could do was cry their eyes out in disbelief as they watched everything unfold. Yeah. All it felt like it was going to shatter into a million pieces. Even if I broke down now, there would be no point. If this was the end, I at least wanted my voice to reach her. Ria! She finally stabilized early the next morning. She had regained the ability to breathe on her own and was doing so peacefully in her sleep once more.
お疲れ様、オーロ。
These two eventually calmed down as well. Yeah. What time is it?
1時半。そろそろ2時ね。
Right, the next day, huh? There's January 1st. That's one terrible way to ring in the new year.
本当ね。明けましておめでとう。オーラ。
Happy New Year.
明けましておめでとう。相馬くん。こんな形だけど、クリスマスに続いて新年も一緒に迎えられたのは嬉しいわ。
Sophie must have been exhausted as she spoke a bit more eloquently than normal and she placed a brief kiss on Ria's forehead.
顔を洗ってくる。
Sure. Oh, we all may have calmed down, but her condition was still largely unstable. None of us wanted to head home, and we spent the remainder of the night by her bedside. We had to, at least until Ria woke up. Shirazaki must have worn herself out crying. She was beginning to nod off just a bit. You can sleep on that sofa if you want. I'll wake you up if anything happens.
いりません。
It was like her not to show any weakness now. Ria regained consciousness around 5 o'clock that morning. Neither Sylvie nor Chogasaki took advantage of the sofa, but they had both fallen asleep leaning on their chairs. I considered waking them, but I turned my attention back to Ria instead. Ria?
イチ、いるの?
Yeah. Her voice was unexpectedly steady. But... Huh? The last of her vision is gone. Fuck off. Her eyes weren't focused on me. Yeah, don't tell me.
悪いイチ。顔を触らせて。見えねえや。
I took her hand and brought it to my face. She touched me here and there and then finally appeared to piece together where I was and smiled in my direction.
ごめん。
The hospital you're in is dark right now. That's all it is. She had always had a tough time seeing in dimly lit places. Ria would have been able to at least make out contours in the hospital room fully equipped with night lights just a short time ago. At present, she couldn't tell I was seated right in front of her. Had her condition really deteriorated that quickly? There was no telling.
イチ、これ外して。
Huh? She rustled underneath her pajamas and pulled out several cords. And the meters cried out in protest now that they could no longer detect her heartbeat. Ria covered her ears.
やだ。この音やだ。
Sound? She told me before that she hated the natural tones hospital monitors made due to her perfect pitch, though she had put up with them all this time regardless. Her sense of hearing had likely gotten sharper now that her vision had weakened. So much so that she couldn't endure it anymore. Got it! Sorry to her doctors, but this was an emergency. I quickly unplugged the device from the wall and the noise disappeared. What's wrong with you? Ria, I stop the noise. Ria was covering her ears, squirming in agony. Put my ears against the neighboring wall. When it was faint, there was a beep coming from the next room over. There were monitors in the room on the other side of us, and worse yet, they were against the wall for stationing reasons. I'd imagine that Ria's incredible hearing could make out those subtle noises. Opportunity obviously couldn't stop them from coming from the neighboring room.
Ichi!
Noise in hospital were too much for her. Well then, I held Ria in my arms. She was light. Could easily hold her in my arms like a princess. Grab onto the sheet. Don't drop it. It's freezing out. They opened the door.
何をしているんですか?
The equipment being unplugged likely had something to do with it, but we unfortunately ran into several staff members on our way out the door. Then what should I do? So I wondered.
失敬。彼女の身柄は、ソルティレージュがお預かりするわ。同意書をお願いします。印鑑は私が持っていますので。
はい？
行って、オーラ。
Thanks. Sylvia and Chogasaki cleared a path for us as I burst through.
こら、待ちなさい!
They obviously weren't going to give us permission. The doctors chased us, but I left them to Sylvia and Chogasaki. Prioritized Reia's wishes.
イチ。外？
Yeah, you're not cold?
大丈夫。でもまだ、うるさい。もっと静かなところに。
Sure. I ran to the town with a sheet covered Ria in my arms. How badly we stood out was also an issue, but worse was the cold. Need to find somewhere quiet and in a hurry. Somewhere did come to mind.
ねえ、イチ、重くない？
You're fine. You don't need to worry so much.
でも...
Fine. This is our secret, okay? You're lighter than Sylvie.
言ってやろう。
Spare me, please. Considered the dome, but there was probably still people around, so... I went this route instead.
ここ、教会だね。ああ、今は音楽堂か。
Yeah, can you tell? Can you see?
見えない。でも、音でわかる。好きなんだ、この音。この、静寂の音。
I hate the fact that these feel like our last moments. That's an awfully impressive noise you're able to differentiate by. Yeah, Ria giggled. The noise of silence. I wasn't sure if that was a joke or not, but it was a fact that she was able to identify where we were. I had to note something down real quick. Fuck, I didn't mean to press that.
そう。ここが始まりだった。
Huh? She smiled happily. Once she escaped the hospital and made her way into here, her expression quickly softened. I was glad she seemed to be in less serious of a condition, but... Well, what began?
俺さ、目は生まれた時からこうだったんだ。
Huh?
生まれた時は完全に失明してた。真っ暗だった。目に異常があるんじゃなく、良くなってあれだったんだよ。5歳の時頭の腫瘍を切除してから、初めて視覚を認識できるようになった。
Ah, really? I never heard of that particular sequence of events before. The reason she couldn't distinguish colors wasn't because she had lost the ability due to the tumors. She just never got to learn colors because she had been blind at birth.
生まれた時から真っ暗だった。俺にとっての世界はすべて闇の中で。でもそれは心地よかった。何もない真っ暗は辛いことを何も教えてくれなくて。俺にとって闇のしとねは安らぎだったんだ。だから逆に怖かったよ。5歳になって急に光が、世界ってものが目に飛び込んできた時は色が認識できなくて。でも俺にとっては特に困ることじゃなかった。世界がどんな色してるかなんて興味なかった。世界より闇の中の方がずっと安心だった。
Yeah.
イチに会うまでは。
She gently lopped her head onto my shoulder.
世界ってのが何なのかよくわからなかったけど、位置にあって何かを見るって楽しさを知った。シルビーに会って金色っていう綺麗なものがあることを知った。目を開けた世界はすごく金色だった。
I see. Ria stood up. She fumbled around to find the piano, then gently pressed down on one of the keys.
それでここが始まりだった。当時はオルガンだったな。ボロっちくて壊れてたっけ。でも俺に音を教えてくれた。音を感じることを教えてくれた。他の人よりずっと強く感じられることを。あれで始まったんだ。俺の人生が。
Her eyes narrowed as she reminisced. Were those eyes that couldn't perceive light seen in the old days?
ああ、そっか。やっとわかった。あの頃、すぐに死ぬはずだった俺が、どうして10年も生きられたのか。
は？
アリアのおかげだ。シルビーと一緒に歌うために、俺、きっとこんなにも長く生きてこられた。今年のクリスマス、あの時間のために生きてこられたんだ。
Please don't say stuff like that. She made it sound like this was the end. Mia Bishop may have vanished on that day, but Ria was still right here.
いいんだよ、イチ。今日まですごく楽しかった。世界は全部が金色だった。ゴールデンタイムは世界が黄昏れるまでの一瞬だから。俺の金色の時間はこんなにも綺麗にくれたから。もう満足だよ。もう満足して黄昏れていける。またあの心地いい闇へ帰っていける。
Yeah.
抱っこして、イチ。あとは感じられる間、イチとくっついていたい。
You smiled and held out her arms. The look on her face told me that all of her wishes had been granted. Her golden time was over, huh? I hugged her tightly, just as she asked. Don't get off already. Don't say things like I'll fade into dusk.
イチ。
Just walk away satisfied. Want more and more. And tell me you want to be even more golden. Lydia scowled, nearly broke my heart. Her conflicting emotions must have upset her. Still, I had zero intention of agreeing with her. I had unshakable confidence I was in the right. After all, don't you want the coolest boyfriend in the world? I don't be satisfied yet. Wait until I'm the coolest boyfriend in the whole wide world.
イチ。
Continued to hold her tightly, snugly in my arms. Ria's body was still warm. Her heart was still beating. She was still alive. Ria, listen. Before I came to this academy, I made a mistake.
失敗？
Do you remember how I used to play basketball? I was already playing it by the time we met as kids.
うん。島棟梁だっけ？一緒にやってた。
We, the team, if I had to put it simply, we basically fought and went our separate ways.
そうなの？
I'd never told this to anyone before. The only one at Noble Academy who should know was Elle. Tried to show off for Chica's sake, but it was a total disaster and I didn't accomplish anything I'd wanted to do. But when I ran away, I met Sylvie, came to the academy, and then ran into you. You know how the story goes from there. I spent all this time running away from Chieko and Torio.
千恵子ちゃんでもクリスマスには。
Yeah, I managed to make up with her and Torio just recently. Got them to help me look for Ria when she was taken into the hospital. The rest stemmed from there. I was truly terrified up until that point, though. I made a mistake that day. I was afraid of acting cool. All the while, I started to detest anyone who even tried to show off. To be honest, I didn't have the best impression of you when we first met. Thought, man, what's she showing off for with that big head of flashy blonde hair?
ま、タバコ吸ってる女を見たんだから正しい感想だよ。
I hadn't understood what it had meant to act like the coolest person you could be. I was insecure, but I was also wrong. Showing off is important, isn't it? It means you're trying to be your best self. All for the sake of becoming golden. So please, don't talk about fading away. Be there to see me become an even cooler person. I can't do it without you.
イチ。痛いよ。今お前がどんな顔してるか見たい。
Leah looked up at me with tears in her eyes. I see. I guess telling her to see me was inappropriate. Leah's vision was...
あれあれ
Huh? What's wrong?
いや、何か見える。金色が見える。
Turned around behind me. Light was pouring in from outside the window. You can see this? That mean it's the fucking dawn! I should have fucking known something like this was coming. Like, they'll keep talking about the golden moment of the evening. It's gonna, like, move on into fucking dusk, into darkness, then. So, of course, they were gonna, like, pull up, oh, but the dawn comes back for more golden moments, and... I mean, I'm happy. This means that Ria's not gonna die. Hopefully. I was starting to feel choked up over the course of this scene. And now I'm just over here like, yeah, I'm gonna pull bullshit like that, aren't they? Fuck you, Kira. Welcome my ass. Right now, the time was... But yeah, we're going outside. The sheet kept getting in the way, so I replaced it with my jacket. But wait, maybe it wouldn't work at this elevation. Damn it, the roof being locked up was incredibly unfortunate. There had to be some way, any way at all to get onto the roof. Huh? Kiro!
充電完了しました。
She left Kiro!
何
Oh, Sylvie left you behind. Kiro, come here!
イチ
I led Ria by the hand. It was already relatively bright in the eastern sky. I had missed the best moment.
何今の音窓あったの
I'll ask Sylvie to handle it later somehow. Let's go! We headed inside. Ria was slow on her feet, so I pulled her into my arms and carried her like a princess again. Hurry!
イチ一体何
If you talk, you'll bite your tongue! I raced up the stairs to the top floor in a single spurt, and then all the way to the floor above that. The door to the roof was still encased in an assortment of chains and locks. I'd already broken a window, so I would just need to rely on Sylvie's princess powers for this later too. Kiro, counting on you! I was a princess's exclusive bodyguard for you. I chopped through the layers of chains with ease. You didn't even have to tell it that. Kiro has an actual conscience? Kiro has an actual conscience. This is not like a bot or a machine. This is an actual character with character depth. Where is my Kiro character development? Once the door was open, a wave of frigid air blew out and caressed her cheeks. Of everyone at this academy, it was a sensation only Ria and I had experienced. And there on the rooftop for the first time in ages. We made it in time. This lake was the polar opposite of the one we normally saw. Gold rose from the east. Luckily enough, today was January 1st. Can you see it here?
金色が見える。
Ria squinted. She could see. Her vision had gotten weaker. It had gotten even weaker, but it wasn't gone completely. Ria hadn't yet given up on this golden world. What a lucky break. This is the first sunrise of the new year. It's New Year's Day.
え、ああ、今日1日なんだ。
Although she'd lost track of time, this newfound knowledge caused Ria to grin from ear to ear. It was sheer luck that it happened to be the first sunrise of the year. But the thing that was important was, you always sleep in the morning, so isn't this your first time ever seeing a sunrise? Bullseye, she was looking away from me. Her eyes started back and forth between me and the morning sun. Which, much she could see, but she could see. Are you familiar with the saying, the sun will rise again? Maybe you've heard, every night comes to an end.
それくらい知ってるわ。
Remember this then. After that golden moment, pitch black darkness will definitely come. But afterwards, the golden time will come again. Fucking knew it! I fucking knew it! The moment they brought up the fucking sunrise! Fuck off! Also, I kept saying dawn instead of like sunrise earlier. That's kind of fucking awkward, isn't it? The morning sun illuminated us. Oh no, dawn is morning, dusk is night. By fucking God. I'm a mess! I'm a mess! I'm a mess! I'm a mess! Should have been obvious at this point. Anyways, the morning sun... I already read... No, I didn't read that. The morning sun illuminated us in its utterly dazzling brilliance. It shared its golden color with the sunset, but without its same wistfulness. But then it laid our golden time. Don't talk about fading into dusk anymore. No matter how many times the sun sets, a golden time comes again. And our time is absolutely always golden. Yep, that's the ending credits. I'm gonna turn off the webcam now and just listen. It is loud though. The grand ending theme, huh? What a name. What a name. The world always faded away into the beautiful twilight.
1月1日から病院に呼び出されて何事かと思ったら、僕が特例で見てもらっていた患者が、医師らの制止を振り切って逃げ出したとか。
ごめんなさい。すいません。
さあ、せんした。
Our bad.
もう、困りますよ。医者はプライドの高い人間が多いんですから。また落ち着いて見てもらうために説得しないと。新年初日から大変だ。あと、シルビアさん。
何？
姫様、重篤な病人をソルティレージュの名を使って拉致しようとしたとは本当ですか？
僕より大変なことになってますが、頑張ってください。
We sure cause problems for all sorts of people.
反省。
2018, January 9th.
やっと退院できた。
お疲れさん。結局冬休み終わるまでかかっちゃったね。今回は長かったけど、どっか悪いとこあった？
大したことねえよ。
そう、よかった。あたしにも感謝してよ。リアちゃんはもちろん、あやかっちもオーロも泊まり込むから、溜まってくパンツの替え、全部あたしが洗ったんだよ。
マジか。
Do you think there was some magical laundry fairy that came by to clean your underwear after you hunkered them off to the side?
くそ。普通に病院の洗濯室使えばよかった。顔見知りの看護師に下着見られるの嫌で位置に任せたけど。
あたしにゃ全部見られちゃいましたね。リアちゃんのパンツの趣味、意外だよね。もっと大人っぽいとばかり。
うるせえな。
まあまあ、そう照れないで。一番意外だったのはさ、あやかっちがびっくりするようなパンツとブラを。
What?
ほら
2018, January 26th. See me now? Elle and Sylvie wanted to come by and hang out today.
なんかあった？
You've gotten your strength back, so they mentioned having dinner together.
そっか。いいけど。てか、こっち来んのかよ。飯ならシルビーんち行って食う方が絶対いいじゃん。
You're awfully fussy about food for someone with practically no sense of taste.
うるせえな。飯ってのは味も大事だけど、なんか高級そうな空気が一番なんだよ。
I do get how you feel, but I'd love to get my hands on some of that fried onigiri you keep talking about instead.
任せろっつっとけ。買い出し行くぞ、イチ。添え物のたくあんがポイントなんだ。
You get excited over the strangest things. 2019, February 19th.
大きなため息ですね。
The teacher told me not to make it They told me I'm not going to make it to the next school year if something doesn't change.
勉強しろよ、勉強。
Damn it, I'm just barely passing my classes.
毎度ギリギリだからです。多少は平均点に近づけませんと。
Noble Academy really is strict.
まあ、プライド高い学園だから、よっぽどのことじゃ留年や退学渡さないけど。
よっぽどとなったら、意地でも進級させないでしょうね。
Damn it. 2018, March 3rd. 5th, I mean. Man, you managed to pass all your classes, huh?
2月にアメリカのなんとか賞っての受賞したからな。学園側が意地でも円満に卒業させてくれるさ。マリア・ビショップは。
I'm jealous.
お前は真面目に勉強しろ。
Okay.
一応先生は紹介してやるよ。勉強といえばこいつに頼れば OK。俺も中学の頃くっそお世話になった。
Oh no.
なんで私が。お断りよ。
Tsukazaki, huh? She does seem bright, but I'd be scared to have her as a teacher.
でしょうね。私もごめんです。さようなら。
いいじゃん。小学生の頃はぐるぐるメガネだったレベルのお前のガリ勉が役立つの。ここくらいだぞ。
Wow, so Tsukazaki had spiral glasses in elementary school?
恥ずかしい過去を言わないで。
Why not? I had a friend with just spiral glasses too. It was before elementary school, though.
興味ないです。
Really takes me back. Achan the bookworm. Ever since kindergarten, all she ever did was study. She cried all the time when Takato came up behind her and finger gunned her butt. I tried to defend her, though. I wonder how she's doing.
Huh?
2018, April 4th. Managed to move up a grade somehow.
学年末のテストで急に点が上がったって聞いたけど、何したの？
Tsukazaki offered to help me.
おはよう。おはようございます。
Hi, morning.
おはよ
う。Hi.
おはよう、相馬くん。今日から同じクラスだね。2年から3年は受験の関係でクラスのシャッフルはないはずなのに、今年に限って例外的にあったらしいね。
しかもほぼ変更なしで。なぜか相馬さんだけがうちのクラスに移るように。
シルビー、お前何した？
何のこと？
Sylvie's wicked side peeks out time to time, doesn't it?
ねえ、困ったものです。
2019, April 10th. I forced third years to take compulsory exam prep classes if they don't sign up for an expert planning class. That's harsh.
サボりが効くのは2年までだったな。まあ普通は2年でもサボらないんだけど。
Which reminds me, what did you do?
創作活動のエキスパートプラン。主に自室で瞑想して、いい曲ができないか考えてる。
All you did was sleep. The teachers are too naive.
うちの教師に俺より売れた曲書いたことあるやつがいないから仕方ない。
I want to study! Maybe I should join one of the sports clubs or something.
野球でもやったら？
Nice ball. I'm over it.
東洋が選抜行ってから、野球関連は全部シャットアウトしたな。まだ微妙に未練があったか。
Not with baseball now. Success kind of turned me off the whole thing. What sport could I go with?
先輩！
あ、わかね。
誰あの手振ってる女。
That's Akane. I imagine you've seen her around the dorm, right?
あかねって、あのチンチクリーンなガキ？別人だろう。なんかスラッとして胸もいい感じで超絶美人だぞ。
She sees a lot better now! It's not uncommon for young people to go through sudden growth spurts. Or she just grew. And the track and field club wouldn't require any special skills.
ダメだ。
は？
陸上だけはダメだ。許さん。
Okay? 2018, July 11th.
夏休みどうする？
Wanna avoid being crushed by our exams?
どっか涼しいとこ行きてえな。
避暑地か。高いんだよね、全体。
何気にこの浜松湖の近くって避暑に最適だから、ここ以上に涼しいとなると、長野の山奥とか北海道とかしかねえんだよな。
Kikuchiyo was talking about going to his villa in Nagano, wasn't he?
いいじゃん。連れてってもらおうよ。
That's a study camp. He's going to those nice cool mountains devoid of any worldly thoughts for a hardcore study session.
知恵熱で蒸し暑そう。3年生になったというのに遊びの話ばっかり。困ったものですわね。
カミニャンは夏休みどうするの？
仕事です。はあ、昨年はお姉様の方が比重が大きかったですが、今年になってその大変さがわかりますわ。
あれ？でもシルビーも夏は忙しいっつってたぞ。あれでも比重軽くなってんの？
比重は日本国内での仕事に限りますわ。お姉様は主に
ソルティレージュに戻っての作業です。
ああ、国に戻ってね。
That's it. 2018, July 21st.
みんなも来てくれるなんて嬉しい
わ。よろしくお願いします。
シルビー様は8月30日まで国ですので、皆様も同一のスケジュールで、帰国は31日になります。
夏休み完全にがっつりだな。
Yeah?
北欧の雪国なんて夏を過ごすには最適だよな。なんで気づかなかったんだろ
う。Is this really okay? We're supposedly being welcomed in as special guests.
シルビー様の大切なご友人とあっては、それなりの歓迎をせぬわけには参りません。国の沽券に関わります。その代わり皆さんも、あまり恥ずかしいことはしないようお願いしますね。日本での監視役を務める私の責任問題ですので。
恥ずかしいとは失礼だね。
俺たちのどこが恥ずかしいってんだ？
いえ、失言でした。
わかればよろしい。つうわけでこのドレス脱いでいいか？肩こりそう。やっは
ーにしても、次回オジェット着ってすごいにゃー。写真撮っとこう。パシャパシャー。
は
ぁ。We'll do our best.
お願いしますね。
その分、歓迎の儀は期待して。我がソルティレージの威信をかけての大きさだそうよ。
へ
え。なんか逆に緊張。
Oh, but isn't it a good thing? Let's look forward to it.
こちらは自信を持ってお進めできます。ご期待ください。受験生の皆様にとって最高の夏休みをご用意しました。
は？
2018, August 31st.
今日、何日？
As arranged, August 31st.
ああ、そっか。人生10回分くらい勉強したけど、まだ8月なんだ。
まさかソルティレージュの誇る学者賢人が、付きっきり体制で勉強を教えてくれるとはね。
We definitely did sacrifice our summer breaks for raised IQs.
誰だよ、ソルティレージュ行こうなんて言ったのは。
Sorry. 2018, October 11th.
涼しくなってきたわね。
Yeah, it's already autumn.
日本は好きだけど、夏の暑さだけはどうしようもなかったから、
やっと過ごしやすくなってきましたね。
Yeah, so today's was nice and cool, huh?
そうそう、市松殿。期間考査の成績が上がったそうで。
I'm grateful to all the scholars.
いいよな、結果が出たやつは。
If I really think about it, your eyesight is so horrible that you're exempt from most tests anyway, huh?
なんだったんだ、俺の夏休みは。
2018, October 26th. Right, huh? Alright?
気圧で頭痛い。あと雨音が気持ち悪い。
Here come those drawbacks to perfect pitch. Haven't seen those in a while.
ねえ、なんか映画見よう。
What do you want?
静かなやつ。フランス語とか落ち着く感じの。
That booby movie again?
あれでいいや。あれにしよう。てか、お前あれなかなか消さないよな。
The lewd scenes with the second actress are kinda nice.
彼女の前で言うな、ボケ。おっぱい出てる。
You can see him?
このくらいなら見てるものを頭がうまく補正してくれるから。
That's incredible.
でもおっぱいが消えると急にわからなくなる。もう死んだ？
Not yet. We're at the part where the heroine has disappeared and the protagonist is frantically searching for her.
そこか。つまんねえとこだな。
It's a climactic scene for the movie itself, though.
ねえ、イチ。俺が明日いなくなったら、探す？
Remember the hospital? Of course I would. I'm sure you can't move around very well with how bad your eyesight is right now anyway.
そういう意味じゃなくて、探す？
I could leave the bulk of the manhunt to Sylvie. Relying on Elle would be the most reliable way.
面白みのねえやつ。
And then I would wait. There's no way you would ever leave me intentionally. I would leave the search in Elle's hand and wait until you come home. There's only one place you belong, and that's in my arms, right? 2018, November 7th.
Ria ちゃんは
She's still not over a cold.
さあ、ただの風邪です。ご心配なく。
急に寒くなったからね。
心配なのは、むしろつきっきりで看病しておられる城ヶ崎殿ですね。またあまり寝ていないようですし。
Yeesh. I'll make that face, Sylvie. She'll be alright. 2018, November 21st. Just got over your cold, so don't stay out too long. We need to get you back somewhere warm soon.
わかってるよ。もう風邪は治ったって。
Fine then, I guess.
寝てる間、また昔のことよく夢に見たからさ。ここに来たくて。
I see.
永遠を閉じ込めた湖。今日の夕日も、ここに落ちていくのかな。
Yeah. Don't tell me you want to stick around in here until then, though. We have plenty of time. It's cold. And it's too cold. 2018, December 8th. Whoa. The 5th. The 5th! Complete the set?
どっち？これどっちが買ったチョコボーロ？
I mean, we bought them together, so I don't think it's actually either of ours.
その場合は...
You opened it, so that would make you the winner. A whole lot of silver Loveriches are yours.
あっしゃ
God damn it!
もうほぼ一つの部屋で暮らしてらっしゃるのに、どっちが当てたとか関係ありまして？
Good point.
いいんだよ。やったー、銀のラブリッチェ。とうとう揃った。こうやって照明に当てるとキラキラしてるのが見える。間に合ってよかった。
Yeah. So, we're not gonna try them in?
あ、どうしよう。もうちょっとこうして5枚並べてニヤニヤ見ていたい。
やれやれ、子供なんですから。
2018, December 24th.
あ。
Yeah?
イチ、夕日。
Yeah.
一緒に見たいな。
Yeah. It was hard work just making it this far, huh?
でも沈む前間に合った。よかった。
Yep.
ねえ、もっと上行こうよ。
Top of the water tank? That's dangerous.
いいじゃん。あそこが一番綺麗だもん。再会した日みたいにさ。ね。
What am I gonna do with you? Huh. There we go.
サンキュー。
It'll be bad for your eyes if you look straight at it.
だね。でももうちょっとだけ。もうこれ以外見えるものってあんまりないから。綺麗だね。
Yep.
世界ってすごく綺麗だね。金色でキラキラして輝いてすごく綺麗。 ねえ、イチ。
あ、
今ね、もう見えてるものはほとんどが真っ暗で、でもそれで分かったんだ。世界はどの時間もどの瞬間も金色だったって。思い出す時間のすべてが輝いてる。
I see.
ピンとこない？
Oh. Is the whole world really such a wonderful
いい
place?
もんだよ。10年前も1年前も全部の時間がキラキラしてる。忘れないで、イチ。今は気づかなくても、いつか思い出したとき、今は絶対輝いてる。友達といた時間、家族といた時間、恋をした時間、世界っていつも金色だよ。
Yep.
こんな当たり前のことが知れてよかった。ありがとう、イチ。金色を教えてくれて。もう大丈夫。真っ暗な中に戻ってももう大丈夫だよ。世界に金色じゃない時なんてない。すべての時間がゴールデンタイムだから。
Ria's funeral. I was sure there would be another gorgeous sunset tonight. The funeral was held on such a perfectly clear day after all. Wonder what the funeral was like. I was afraid that it didn't stick in my mind very well. Here was Chugasaki's pain sobs. And also...
ありがとうございました。
You're welcome. All the woman who resembled Ria gently bowed her head to me. It was the first time I had ever met her mother. But she did, in fact, attend her funeral. Would you take this?
これは
A toy tin. She won this with 5 silver emblems, but she never got around to sending the postcard in, so... Before it arrived... This is how it all turned out.
そういえば好きだったわね。一緒に2つまでは揃えたけど、残り3つも揃えたの。そう。
Sad head back after greeting Ria's mother. I was worn out. It was already getting dark out.
あら。
Hi.
お疲れ様でした。
I should be the one saying that to you. Thank you, Elle, for taking care of the formalities, preparations, and so much else. I'm sure it must have been tough.
いえ、お気になさらず。
大変だったのはそっちっしょ。よく頑張ったね。
Don't tell me that. I shouldered it all in somehow, so call me now. All the tears that were supposed to have dried up before the ceremony came pouring back out in droves yet again.
あら。
Did I do everything right? Did I think I was able to keep up the cool act in front of Ria? Was I able to plan for her? You don't think she was disappointed? Was I able to be the coolest boyfriend in the whole world? Once the tears started to fall, there was no stopping them. I wanted to hold it in until the end, when I said my final goodbyes, but it was no use. Once they came, out they came, one after the other. Elena softly put her hand on my head, and Elle rubbed my back.
よしよし。
立派でしたよ。最後まで。
I'll sing. That out came another wave of tears. That was so lame. What part of this was the world's coolest boyfriend? It was so pathetic. I kept Ria from realizing it, just how lame I was deep down inside. Had I been successful in my attempts at being the world's coolest boyfriend when we were together? Had I managed to act cool for her? I wanted to avoid being seen by my underclassmen at the dorms. I made a beeline for the empty school building after I said goodbye to both Reina and Elle. Where should I go? I didn't really give it much thought, but... my feet naturally led me here. Headed to the top of the water tank. It's gonna show the CG, but without her. Or not. That's where you were? Oh, she cut her hair.
ちょっと前に相馬くんからここを聞いてね。オーロと二人の時を邪魔しないって約束で来てもいいって。今日ならさすがに許してくれるでしょ。
Yeah, I'm sure. Ended up watching the sunset with an unusual partner. Talk about a strange coincidence. I was surprised, to say the least.
綺麗ね。
Right?
相馬くんとも見たかったわ。もう、最後の方、オーロったら相馬くん独り占めしてるんだもの。
Sorry.
いいわ。オーロに独り占めされてる時が、相馬くん、一番幸せそうで、一番素敵な顔してたから。
Yeah, thank you for your hair.
いいのよ。もともと結婚式には新しいのをあげるつもりでいたから、冠婚葬祭って言うんでしょ？綺麗にした髪でお見送りできて、よかったわ。
Sylvia had lopped off her extremely long hair, but she made it sound like it was nothing. This side of her definitely hadn't changed from 11 years ago. The conversation was uncharacteristically brief. There was no particular need for us to speak. I was positive that we had roughly the same thoughts in mind.
ねえ、オーロ。
Yeah?
相馬くんにね、ここを教えてもらう代わり、一つ約束したことがあるの。
Oh, I see the ring on her finger. What's that?
オーロと結婚してって。
My thoughts weren't the same. That came out of left field. It reminded me of Ria in a sense.
オーロと結婚して、子供を作ってって。そしたら昔の約束が守れるから、それで相馬くんはめでたしめでたしだって言ってたわ。
It sounds like something that Ria would say. Wait, what promise? Did I forget something else?
大丈夫。この約束はこれを作った時の、オーロがいなかった時のだから。
She rummaged around by her chest. Then she pulled out a golden pendant. The centerpiece was that ring. I thought I hadn't seen that lately.
返されちゃったわ。私はお葬式までしてて欲しかったんだけど、10年前、これを作った時にね、約束したの。相馬くんはあの時、もう長くないって話だったから。私はイチと結婚して、子供を作れ。それで女の子を産んで、マリアって名前にしてほしいって。
Maria. See.
で、どうする？する？結婚。
That isn't something the princess should say lightly.
そうね。わかってるわ。私もまだ気持ちの整理がついてないし、他の人が好きなお婿さんは困るもの。でも約束は約束だから、私はこれを持って待っているわ。
She set the pendant over her head, and the ring dangled freely against her chest.
そうね。この髪が前までと同じくらいに伸びた頃、また同じことを聞く。その時、改めて返事を聞かせて。オーラ。
Got it. I was a ways off, which gave me more than enough time to think her proposal through. More importantly, what a coincidence that you brought a ring with you too.
あら。
Fished in my pocket and pulled out a ring of my own. That order box with the ring inside of it, that is. To be honest, I originally considered doing what I was about to do with this ring as well. If Sylvia had the counterpart, then I would hang on to this one. She and Ria had made them after all. Took the ring out of the box and put it in my pocket. And then... this is what we got from it. It works for you, right? All that remained inside was the golden Loveriche emblem Sylvia had won a year ago. I clapped it shut and chucks it into the lake. Then I aimed at the twilight sky and threw it. The Aurora box drew a massive parabola in its wake as it fell towards the lake. That box inscribed with a golden time, with the golden color locked within, sunk into the lake. Then disappeared into eternity.
Bye bye. また誰かに素敵な金色を届けてね。忘れないわ。
Yeah. I won't forget it either. Not for as long as I lived. It was a brief moment, but that beautiful world quietly faded into the twilight. The time we were together would always exist within this space. The flickering time where Ria and I were on this roof. The golden time we had undeniably shared. I'll be right back. Don't worry, I'm not ending the video yet. I was considering doing the finale, doing like an extra video, which would be the finale with the extra scene at the end of Sylvia's route. But no, I'm just gonna call this part Ria-Route end / finale. Anyways, I'll be right back. I'm back and fucking ready to cry again. There. Got it.
やったー。何が入ってる？
Hang on a sec. It's open.
金色だ。金色です。
It's definitely gold. Is the shiny gonna vanish and reveal the fucking... Nope. It's definitely gold. Achievement unlocked. Fucking gonna cry. Immediately, fucking, here. Yes. Yes, skip. Try to communicate somehow. On the most fucking knife. Which was it again? Let's go for the back. Eat as is. Don't drink yet. Wait a second. Horizontally to the side. Yeah. This is actually gonna take a while now. Probably should have done this earlier. I probably should have actually saved at the Christmas party. Probably would have made more sense. Ah, there we go. Now it's a Christmas party. I'm guessing it's past that as well. Even. Oh, there we go. Let's go back and. Here.
めでたしめでたし。
あら、マリア、起きちゃったの？
お父様は？
No, Sylvie, why? Why would you do this to yourself? No! Do you want anything in here? Why would you do this? Are you... I think we need to put her on suicide watch. Why would you put her on that hairstyle? So listen, I need to act like a fucking idiot right now. I'm going to succumb to the depression. Anyways,
まだお仕事。外交官って大変みたいね。
そっか、残念。夢のお話がしたかったのに。
夢？
今ね、夢を見たの。お父様とお母様がダンスしてる夢。なんだか二人ともちょっとお若かったような。とっても素敵な夢なのよ。
そうね。それはとっても素敵。オーラと出会って、今日までのすべては本当に素敵だったわ。出会って、恋に落ちて、オーラは毎日かっこよくて。本当よ。いつでもかっこよくいてくれたわ。
はいはい。お父様がかっこいいってお母様の口癖だわ。何回も聞きました。
あら。そうね。マリア、そろそろコンサートの時間だわ。
ほんとだ。準備しなくちゃ。
ぐーぐー寝ていたけれど、喉の調子はいいかしら？
平気よ。ちょうどいいくらい。今がちょうどゴールデンタイムよ。
さあ、じゃあ今日も素敵な時間を奏でましょうね。
When I saw that picture of her at the start of the ending credits, I wasn't expecting that the game was actually thrusting MILF Sylvia in my face. Huh. Let's make beautiful music together. Achievement unlocked. Reach the true end. I think there's still achievements missing. Unlock all achievements. What's the last hidden achievement then? Hold on. Gold memories unlock the hidden spec. Huh? How the fuck does that work? After you reach the true end, enter the extra. Well, thank fuck I did that now, because I was gonna like end it and then go into extra to take a screenshot for the thumbnail and it would have just been thrown into this. What the fuck are you doing to me? Why are you throwing all of this in my face and making me sad again? If it doesn't pay off in the end, I'm gonna fucking scream. A game advertising itself by the fact that all the like a lot of the heroines are blonde has no right to be this good, by the way. Like this game all I've heard about before it came out was a selling point. A lot of blondes. Like almost all blondes. That's our selling point. That's the reason why you should play our game. Ah! That's the longer hit. That's the longer way. Did they actually get married before she died? Oh my god, fuck you. That just makes it more sad. Yeah, as I was saying, a game that advertised itself by the fact, yes, almost all our heroines are blonde, has no right to be this good or emotional. By fucking god, how dare you absolutely fucking ruin me like this? Curse you. Give me back my tears that I didn't spill, actually, which I'm still kind of proud of. Was kind of close during today's video. There we go. It's all full. It's all nice and full here. I see. There's 2 sex scene soundtracks, isn't there? Anyways, yeah. This has been Golden Time. Not Golden Time. Kinkoi, Golden Loveriche. Otherwise known as Loveriche. And I want to cry. Just gonna go ahead and grab this as the CG. Because it's the the least spoilery now. But this is like an amazing and very nice CG, and I was very happy about it until like the fucking sinking realization came in. This was likely like shortly before her death, wasn't it? Like, she has the long hair now. This is the new wig that she got from Sylvia. Like, once they knew she didn't have enough time, didn't have much time left, they decided to just get married, so she can at least put Ichimatsu Ria instead of Soma Ria on her gravestone. And that realization just makes this all the more sad to me. Either way, I'm gonna go to bed fucking feeling hollow for a second. This game was amazing, though. I completely understand the feeling somebody had when they said that when they started this game, they didn't fucking expect it to be this good. Neither would I if the main selling point that the developers decided to fucking advertise is, we got blondes. But you know, technically only like 2 of them are actually natural blondes. One has her hair dyed, one wears a fucking wig, and the last one dyes her hair orange despite actually having black hair. Which is still weird that we didn't find that out of Nakana's route herself. Anyways, Fandisc, if it comes out, I'll fucking play it immediately. They better give me some actually happy ending for Ria, because I understand why the people are so fucking obsessed with her. She kind of became my favorite girl as well, which makes me even more distressed because of all this. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I don't know what to do. Like, I guess I'll just marathon episode 4 now? 9. Probably gonna put up a fucking... Probably gonna put up a poll for what to do next. Let me just check something real quick. Still can't find Primal X Hard on Steam. It might just be the case that it's just fucking blocked in Germany for some fucking reason, because sometimes they just decide to do that. Don't you fucking try to recommend 7 Days to me! I heard about that from Scott, and I'm aware of how depressing that's gonna be if I do get it. Yeah. Depression. Definite depression. Absolute depression. High amounts of depression. I'll die. Now that I finished it, I may actually just like fucking binge Scott playing this to see if he suffers the same way I do. Oh, because anyways, I'm wasting time. I'm just wasting time. Oh, you guys enjoy this one and see you next time. Bye bye.